Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history.
The Des Moines area is starting to buy trucks at Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. Up to $13,000 off MSRP. Select new 17 Ford F-150s. And up to $8,500 off MSRP. Select new 17 Super Duties. Schottenkirk Ford, the truck stop. Up to $13,000 off select new F-150s. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. The truck stops here. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Many times at the Lodge of Ashworth, new members come to us from their big, beautiful homes. They find our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites to be an ideal fit. We have a limited number of these larger and penthouse-style suites, perfect for the retiring executive style living. We have suites ready for immediate move-in, or we can help you customize. The Lodge of Ashworth is all-inclusive, no surprise additional fees or upcharges. Call us today for a private tour and ask us about our flexible pricing plans.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
It's time for live high school basketball on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Young drives the lane, scoops it up short, down in, a kiss off the glass, good.
High school basketball on CISN.TV is brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Westside Auto Pros, Mid-American Energy. Now let's go courtside for high school basketball on CISN.TV.
A pleasant good evening to you from the west side of the Des Moines metro area. We are in Waukee for a great high school basketball matchup between the home Waukee Warriors and Dowling Catholic Maroons here on CISN.TV. Hello, everybody. Paul Yeager alongside Dar Danielson, and we'll have this call for you in just a couple of minutes as we're getting closer to tip-off here in the Waukee Fieldhouse, and this is a great atmosphere for basketball, Dar. And we're going to need almost every seat tonight as it's number 3 versus number 8.
Yeah, and we've done a couple of these matchups already this season. You hope that they live up to the top-rated teams playing. So far they have. It's been great basketball between these teams. Waukee just 3 points away from coming in here undefeated, and Dowling a loss to Ankeny Centennial, another one of the top teams here in the state. Earlier on in the season, they've seemed to right that, and they've moved right along. And I don't know, was that when Caitlin Clark was out in that game too? I don't remember. I think she was. So, they're a 13-point loss there. So, two of the top teams here in 5A, and it should be a good matchup. Same as we saw the other night with Johnston and Dowling, and it's just going to be another good matchup, I think.
Well, when you lose a Caitlin Clark, you lose almost 27 points a contest, one of the best in the state. She is a statistical horse in so many. She's the leading rebounder, assists, turnovers, and steals for her team. And she is second in 5A in scoring, only behind Ashley Jones over at Iowa City High. And they're coming to Waukee, where if you look at this one on paper before the season starts, Dar, you're looking at a Waukee team bringing a lot of freshmen onto the floor going, well, maybe it's a year away, but they are definitely in the picture, in the hunt when it comes to girls basketball this year.
And then they lost a key freshman right out a couple games into the season, too, and you're thinking, what? They might be in the hunt, but it might be another year because of the youth, but they've played well, and I think even surprised Coach Guess at times with how well they played. And at one point we did a game here, and they still hadn't lost one, and he said, no, we are, it's cliche, we're going one game at a time. We don't care. We just want to keep going, keep getting better, and they seem to do that even in their losses. A 2-point loss and a 3-point loss, and, they just keep. After a while, they aren't freshmen because they've played so many games.
Right.
They're almost through a season here,
That's right. Well, the Warriors, led by Anna Brown, she's almost 16 points a contest, the junior. She leads them, or third best in rebounds and points. Can shoot the ball well. Their team leader in threes. Dar, these are a couple of squads. This is their only matchup this season in the regular season. They could meet down the road. It won't be on the road to state. Both of these teams would be, barring a miracle, in my eyes, both of these teams will be a 1 seed. They would only see each other at state, depending on how it's drawn up. Mm-hmm. So you bring number 8, you bring number 3. The Maroons, we kind of knew that they would be in that hunt. Again, though, not really sure how quickly of a team they would form, but when you have a Caitlin Clark on your squad, it's hard to keep a team down.
Well, and you've got to meld with that, too, knowing that she's going to get her points, but you can't win on one person because one person's not going to score 60 or 70, and that's what it takes in this league. But you have to have people that come in and fill in. You got Anna Wanek, Cataldo, all these players that complement her, and then they also have to buy into that, knowing that Caitlin Clark's a good player. She's going to get her 26 to 30 points a night, and that's important. And you got to fill in, and if she is off or they're double teaming her or triple teaming her, you got to score and make the defense come off her, and you got to be a part of that too.
These two teams extremely close in statistics. The Maroons come in averaging 68.3 points a game, where the Warriors 65.3. It's only really 3 points separate.
A three-pointer a game, yes.
A three-pointer a game is really all it's going to be, and that could come from Cataldo or Anna Wanek. We'll also see Josie Filer likely to get the start tonight. And, that's an inside force. I always think that a team is more complete when they have some of that physical presence down low height-wise, although look at the Valley Tigers, though, last year, and my argument is bunk.
Yeah, and when you look at that, too, Jory Neiman, she's kind of the quarterback on the floor, if you will, out there for them. And she's a girl who's tougher than nails. I saw her down here in a game where she went down, and it looked like she was going to be out of the rest of the game. Came over, sat out for a little while, and then came back. And as Coach Guest said, she's a soccer player. She's used to the contact. She eventually brushed that off and get back out there, and that's what she did. But as a soccer player, too, I think she sees the whole floor, knows where the passes have to go, and kind of runs that offense a little bit. And that's one of the keys for Waukee.
Neiman had 25 points against Southeast Polk on Friday in this same building, 8 assists. And she is first in 5A when it comes to assists, so she certainly gets her team the ball. And she also scores, as Jory is averaging 13 points a contest. And these two teams, Dar, are just a couple of minutes away from stepping on the floor and having their introduction, so we will step away for a couple of moments and be back for the tip-off. It's Waukee and Dowling Catholic. When we come back, this is CISN.TV.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better. and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here we don't just dream, we make history.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
Fans are making their way in here to the Waukee Fieldhouse as they find their seats. As the far side of the screen, as you take a look at the Waukee Warriors going through their final preparations as the seconds tick down and the officials make their way to midcourt. Tonight, Dave Rittman, Randy Wiggins, and Jeff Junker will have the call. And if you watched us last Tuesday night for the Johnston Southeast Polk game, you saw the same three officials. So we'll see how that one shakes out. Where you don't notice the officials, because that's what the officials want. They don't want to be noticed.
Yeah, it's good
they
when you
don't want to be a part of the
it's
game.
good if you don't notice them and you go through and you don't have to say, they made a call that decided the game, but also you wanted to make the calls that are there, and I think these are veteran officials that know how to do that, how to make the right calls, but as you say, not dominate the game.
And have done multiple state tournament games, so they certainly know the experience here.
One of the fun things here is they always have elementary kids come in and sing the national anthem, and it's pretty fun when they do that. They get a chance to perform in front of the big audience. And usually it's an elementary choir.
And they just keep filing in. That's one of those things they have here at Waukee, like a couple of the other metro or suburban schools, having an ample supply of students that keep coming through and building. The new high school is already, the plans are almost finalized. They don't quite have the bond yet passed to go build it.
On the 6th, is it?
They vote here in just in a week. So actually a week from tonight.
And
as they file in, we'll listen in as best we can.
outstanding.
As always a great opportunity to get out of the court and get ready to play. Let's get you ready here. The Waukee Warriors and the Dowling Catholic Maroons. The visiting team tonight on the scoreboard are the Maroons off of Buffalo Road. Their head coach is Kristen Meyer, assisted by Joel Danner. And Scott Babinette is the other assistants. And for Waukee, head coach Chris Guess, his assistant, his wife Sherry Guess, Dustin Elvine, and Keisha Brown. And both of these coaches know their way to Wells Fargo Arena. Coach Meyer, had been at Nevada for a few years and is now in her second season here as coach of the Maroons. And she has a lot of good talent, and they keep playing good basketball. And they're going to have to play good basketball tonight, Dar. What's it going to take, do you think, for Dowling to win?
I think they're going to have to control that tempo a little bit, not let Waukee get on some runs. Waukee will get out and push the ball if they can and get a chance to do that. So I think Dowling wants to play good defense and not let them get the ball and turn it into quick scores on the other end. And then you get into a game where you're playing catch-up. But I think if they can do that, they should be in pretty good shape.
Well, your Maroons, Caitlin Clark, Mia Cataldo, Anna Wanek, J.C. Kothe, and Josie Filer, your starting 5 for Coach Meyer. And here come the Warriors as they dim the lights at the field house.
Meet the starting lineup for your Waukee Warriors. 5'4", freshman, number 2, Lindsay Kelderman.
So Lindsay Kelderman will get the start. She's averaging 7 points a contest.
Junior number 20, Anna Brown.
Anna Brown, who Dar talked about in the pregame, of just how much she means to this team.
5'8", junior number 24,
Jory Neiman, another one of those key players, averaging 13 points a contest.
Junior number 44, Peyton Rao.
Peyton Rao.
6'1", freshman number 52, Lexi Bowles.
And then Lexi Bowles. So it'll be Kellerman, Brown, Neiman, Rao, and Bowles, your starting lineups, as the Maroons will wear their road maroon jerseys with white numbers trimmed in black. There is white dashes that get longer down each side of the legs, while the Warriors will wear their home white. Purple numbers trimmed in gold. Warriors across the front and those smaller numbers. So, Dar, you'll have to help me out here.
It's actually not too bad, really.
You know, it's those Dowling football uniforms from a couple of years ago.
I know. I was just going to say,
they
football,
were always so small.
Football anywhere, though, it's like even here, the new stadium, the new lights. When it starts getting darker at night, those numbers don't show up quite as good on the football side of it.
Pretty evenly matched statistically here, Dar. It's going to be a match. This is one of those games. And the other part of this that we did not talk about, this is the final game to count before the postseason seedings by
that's
the Iowa
Thursday,
Girls High
right?
School Athletic Union. So this will determine seedings more for, I would imagine, the state tournament if either of these teams would make it. It's always reseeded.
And we know there are Girls Association people here watching tonight.
Yeah, so they're not watching us on air, so we've got to be good.
Yep.
As the opening tip is retained by the Maroons. They'll go left to right here on the video screen. That's Clark with the basketball. Drives immediately. And drawing the defense assignment is Jory Neiman. Loose ball on the floor, tipped up, and the Warriors have it. The freshman holds it. Three ball in and out, no good. Rebound off the hands of the Maroons. It'll stay Waukee basketball. That was a good look from the top of the key by Brown.
And that's what I was talking about. They tried to push that tempo right away, get it up the floor.
And get into some heads and just see what can happen. Finally inside to Anna Brown, who dribbles around to the top, guarded by Brown. Before the shot, there is a travel on Lindsay Kelderman. Two Keldermans on the roster, Lindsay and Peyton. That was Lindsay, number 2. No score, 29 seconds in. Not exactly expecting a huge offensive performance, but I also don't think we'll be in the low 20s.
No.
Good drive and kick by the Maroons as Clark has it now. She's faced with a couple of different shooters. That first shot, backspin, no good. Rebound chased by Neiman. And the Warriors push the tempo again. Kelderman in the corner. Neiman for 3 from the wing. Won't go. Rebound. Maroons, and they too will push the tempo. Wanek up ahead, and Mia Cataldo gets the 2 for the first 2 points of the game.
Waukee got beat at their own game. They didn't get anybody back. Is Cataldo on the run out, and she was wide open, had several steps to take there before she had any defender get close to her.
Very few dribbles on that drive, and that's always, to me, I think, a good offensive sign, just when you can do those passes.
Well, especially, too, on the pass break.
Yes.
You don't want to put it on the floor. You want to pass it.
Over to Rao. She takes a dribble now with Filer in her face. Inside they go. Loose ball taken away by Kothe. Maroons have it. Push it ahead to Cataldo, the left-hander. Won't go. Rebound. Filer goes up strong. Too strong. Rebound again. This time put up by Anna Wanek. Gets the 2. And the Maroons lead 4-0. And the Warriors take a timeout. 4-0 early Maroon, and that's a quick 30-second timeout for Coach Guess.
And I think that's something he's saying, block out. They give him four, was about 4 shots at it there, yeah. And they finally got the bucket, so that's something, you got to identify somebody, especially on the backside of that shot. When they're shooting from this side, it's going to come over the other side. You got to get a body on somebody and block out on defense and rebounding.
Warriors will have it. Maroons will drop back and will not push the issue. And coming up with it will be the Warriors. Going right to left now. Watching us here on CISN.TV. Glad to have you here wherever you may be around the world. Peyton Rao, top of the key. Over Neiman, working that perimeter. Clark gets the defense quickly on her player. Neiman now drives left. Good movement with her left. Shoots with the right, though. Filer got a left arm on her defender. Right arm on the basketball. Maroons have it with Cataldo. Clark from NBA range thought about it. Give and go. Clark, 15 or 10-footer, no good. 2 Warriors, and somehow Filer is going to be whistled for the foul.
Well, so far they've done a good job getting in Clark's face, not giving her an open look at all. She's always, so far all of her shots have had a defender on her. The thing that she's good, though, is that step back and getting space and getting open on the shot. So
one of her great moves that she absolutely has in her arsenal. 3-ball shot, no good. Rebound by the Warriors. Offensive boards help keep drives alive. Hot pass from Kelderman, now back top of the key. Brown drives, fadeaway, runner, won't go, rebound Cataldo.
Lids on the basket early here for Waukee.
5 minutes remain, first quarter. Clark step back, 15-footer, no good. Filer fights, but she is elbowed off by Peyton Rao. Then Clark playing defense on the far side with Neiman. 3-ball, good! Hannah Brown.
Brown pops the lid off the basket, so we'll see if that gets them going. And after all that, they're only down 1.
4-3. Filer top the key. She'll shoot the 3 and get it! Filer getting the start tonight. Proven to coach, I deserve to be starting. 7-3.
I got her 0 for 4 for three-point range before that shot.
3-ball on the way and good. Hannah Brown. We're just going to call threes all night? What do you got?
She's 42% almost for Brown from three-point range, so she can fill it up out there.
She's also a good free throw shooter. Don't want to put her on the line if you're Dowling later on, 72.4. So when you've got the shot, you've got it, and that's what Brown does. So now,
Megan Ernie in for Waukee. You'll see her, and then Kat Moody, another one off the bench, who will be coming in. One of those subs, a couple of subs that gives them a little deeper bench.
Filer thinks about the 3. Drive on the baseline, reverse shot, no good. Warriors have it.
That shot forced a little too much between 2 defenders there.
Neiman the rebound, the 3. Good! You guessed it, Brown for 3, and the first lead of the night for the Warriors.
Downtown Anna Brown, huh?
Stolen away by the Warriors. 3-pointer on the way from Kelderman. In and out, no good. Tipped away, and it's going to be they're going to call a foul on Dowling.
It was either that or we're going to get the ball because she knocked it out of bounds, but they're saying she went through the Waukee player, and here comes Kat Moody in to give Rao a rest.
3:35 remain first quarter. The cut. Kelderman won't go. Rebound for the Maroons by Caitlin Moses, who did not start tonight. Inside to Kothi. Back over McVeigh, the freshman. Moses leaves it. And the runner goes for Cataldo. Cataldo, leading scorer for the Maroons with 4. 9 up. First one of the game, first tie. Oh, Brown thought about the 15-footer to go inside.
Oh.
Great post move.
By Kat Moody.
To Kat Moody.
The shot put champion. And that was some good footwork right here down there.
Drive and kick. Moses collapsed upon in a hurry. Has to finally get rid of it. Moses gets it back from Kothi. So Moses will now dribble up towards the top of the key and reset things. She drives, kicks. Lots of open maroons as this ball moves around, as that's shot is off the mark. Clark and Filer come back in. Kothi. And I think that's Cataldo going out.
And that's Waukee's first lead of the night, too, isn't it?
Yes.
And
they tied it at 9 for the first time and then took the lead. We're down 4-0 were the Warriors early on. So early in the game, it doesn't even matter.
Moody and Filer really battling in there, and they tried to get it into Cap Moody, but Filer won out in that battle that time.
Filer having the knee issue, keeping her out for the first part of this season. She's been back here since Christmas. I think it was back in June is when she got hurt. Clark has the ball taken away. She just didn't take care of it. Coach Guest calls. You can see him jumping out. Filer loses control. She is absolutely camped out in the lane. 3-ball, corner, good for Ellie McVeigh. And now it's back to a Dowling lead, 12-11. Good drive and score, Jory Neiman.
That's her. What she gives to him. She can either penetrate or dish it off. And the travel called on Clark.
Just because Caitlin Clark maybe misses a shot, has it stolen, has a turnover, I don't think her night is done.
Yeah, and we're through almost to the first quarter. She hasn't scored yet, but that doesn't mean anything.
And the team's only down 1, and they've had the lead for the majority of the quarter. So that's, again, part of what makes her play so well is she makes the others better.
Yeah, and you can't take any time off Gardner.
No, because the minute you do, it's like
Cat Moody in there for the lob.
Backside of that defense, got behind Filer. Moody for 2 more. She now has 4, and Waukee has their biggest lead of the game at 3. Three-pointer Clark won't go. Rebound Neiman, 38 seconds to go, plenty of time. 3-point lead for the Warriors.
I believe they'll work for 1. Jory Neiman tapped her chin, whatever play that is.
Ah, the old chin tapper.
Yeah. It's the too high, kind of too wide.
Coach Guest gives the okay at 8 seconds to go. This is good practice for the end of the season as well. Drive is just a flat out drive block. Still 3.3 seconds to go.
Well, credit Filer for coming in there hard, not drawing the foul, but getting the ball blocked out.
Neiman drives. They look for Kelderman. They get it into Brown. 3 seconds, 2. No shot, and that'll end the first quarter. Waukee 15, Dowling 12. When we come back, I believe we're talking with Coach Mike O'Connor of the Dowling boys. This is CISN.TV.
When people visit the Lodge of Ashworth, they fall in love with our grounds. They're impressed with our dining room, but it is our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites that attract the most attention. With bay windows, full kitchens, large walk-in closets, and modern appliances, the Lodge feels like home. We have suites move-in ready, or we will help you customize. Create a home office, media room, or bedroom for visiting friends or family. Call us today for a private tour and ask about our flexible pricing plans. When people visit the Lodge of Ashworth, they fall in love with our grounds. They're impressed with our dining room, but it is our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites that attract the most attention. With bay windows, full kitchens, large walk-in closets, and modern appliances, the Lodge feels like home. We have suites move-in ready, or we will help you customize. Create a home office, media room, or bedroom for visiting friends or family. Call us today for a private tour and ask about our flexible pricing plans.
We're so stacked up, we have to put interviews almost in the middle of the commercials. Mike O'Connor joins us now, head coach of the Dowling boys. In first quarter, Clark doesn't get any points. The Maroons only down by 3.
I think Coach Meyer would take that.
I think
that's a great sign for us because you know that she's going to score at some point.
And Brown takes the shot there a little wide, and it's rebounded by the Maroons. She's so quick with it. Up and...
she is. You know, she hasn't scored, but she made 2 great passes in transition that we saw on our way in here that led to baskets. Caitlin can do a lot of different things to impact the game.
Floater is blocked, and then somehow the Warriors come away with it with Kat Moody, who remains in the game, starts the second quarter.
Waukee's big.
They are big. And they're a pretty young team.
Yeah.
And I think Sherry and Chris Guess here got to be going, hey, I think we got a good one coming. Clark drives, kicks it to Filer, who gets the 2. All right, so Filer scoring. What about tonight for you, Coach? What do you think in this contest for your game?
It's going to be a battle tonight. You know, similar to this girls' game. Waukee's got a really good boys' team, and we think we have a really good boys' team. It's going to be a great matchup. They're really, really good offensively, balanced, run a lot of good stuff. And their top 5 guys are really, really solid as players.
Glad you're only playing them once this year?
Well, we're only playing them once now. But
once now,
yeah,
right.
There's probably a chance if we're lucky enough to get to state tournament, we'll probably get to beat them to get there because they're in our sub-state. So hoping that this is the first of 2 matchups.
Clark with the steal, and the Maroons have the lead back. Close game on Friday night. What do those games do for a team? Is that coach speak or announcer speak of that makes your team better? Or is that a bunch of hooey?
When you find different ways to win, it makes your team better, and that's kind of what we've done the last 2 games. Character-building games, they do start to give you a sense of confidence that, you know, even when we don't play well, we can find ways to win. We did a lot of good things on Friday defensively. We were absolutely horrendous from the free throw line. We were 5 of 19, but we overcame it. And sometimes good teams find ways to win when they're not at their best, and we were not at our best that night offensively and found a way against a pretty scrappy team on the road. So it does give you some confidence, but at the same time, you have to be humble enough to realize that we can't keep making mistakes like that and expect to get away with it. Sooner or later, that's going to catch up to you.
Now, offensive strategies, defensive strategies, you can work on that on a shoot-around day or an off day. How do you work on free throw shooting to get them zoned in?
You know, I wish I had an answer to that. If I did, we'd have done it already. We've always struggled with free throws for whatever reason, and it's not from a lack of shooting. Now, this year we're not as bad as the numbers might indicate. We got one guy that's struggled from the free throw line. John Wagner struggled from the free throw line, and he's put as much time as anybody to try to improve it. He just hasn't had success for whatever reason. He's got good form. I think it's probably a confidence thing right now. Outside of him, we're okay. But his numbers are part of the team. And listen, every team has weaknesses, every team has flaws, and that's a flaw that we have as a team because even though John has struggled with it, the rest of us have struggled too. John didn't miss all 14 of them the other night. We had, you know, Blake Clark and Luke Yasinich and Sam McMurray and Sam Mangoli all had free throws that they missed, and they're all decent free throw shooters. So it's funny how that stuff's contagious. You make your first couple, and they all seem to go in, and vice versa as well.
Dowling pulls out a little pressure up, defense extended, but that doesn't matter to Jory Neiman. She stops, pops, and shoot. What happened there?
Went over the screen, and they handed it off, and we didn't get any help from the big on the backside.
That's one thing that it looks like Waukee has done a little bit here. They've been trying to go over Filer or whoever is playing that 5 spot, and it's working down on this end as well. Neiman looks left. They'll go top of the key for the 3. Shot is going to hit the top of the backboard. It's going to be rebounded by Clark. She'll push it. Maroons down by 3.
That's
the really carry, the move, and they're going to say 1 too many.
You know, I'm guessing Coach Myers probably made an emphasis on rebounding because they're not nearly as big, and their guards were pretty aggressive there getting to the glass. So I'm guessing she's made that a priority the last couple of days of practice.
All right, we got a quick timeout here. So, Coach, maybe the Hawks aren't going to pull Wagner's scholarship, are they? Because he can't shoot free throws, right?
No, I don't think that's. They don't need him to do that.
No, they don't need him to do that.
He needs to shoot free throws for about another 5 weeks, and then after that, he can never shoot them again. But I don't want to single John out because that's as players, everybody has weaknesses. That's one of his, but his strengths far outweigh his weaknesses. He's really the key to what we've done defensively. His ability to score inside and to take other teams' big guys off the dribble has really bolstered our offense. So, it's free throws for him. Other guys, it's rebounding and ball handling and turnovers. We've all got shortcomings that we need to get better at.
And how about his brother, Sam? I call him a brother, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, as close as those two are.
Sam.
And goalie, now he's committed for football, but basketball's still one of his loves.
It is, and I think if you asked him, he'd probably tell you it's still his love. But football's provided an opportunity that he can't pass up, and he'll do great things at UNI, but he's doing great things here for us too. And he's really been a solid player, not just this year, but the last 2 years as well. And he's really become a well-rounded player this year. He's always good, but he's defended this year. He's rebounded. He's got us into offenses. He scored for us. We've asked him to do a lot, and he's always risen up to the challenges that we've given him.
All right, Mike, we'll let you get a break because I know when Mark puts you to work here at halftime of his game, he's going to ask you a whole bunch of questions too. So
I just hope I get a chance to talk.
Mike O'Connor, head coach of the Dowling boys, thank you so much for joining us. That game coming up, Dar Danielson will have that call here for you in just a little bit as the Maroons on defense and down by 3. The Warriors have it on their own end. Thanks, Coach, as the Warriors try to extend this lead here. 4 minutes, 12 seconds to play in the second quarter. Great matchup here between two top 10 teams. Brown with three threes in a row, the trifecta earlier, and we're going to have the scrum turns into a jump ball on the far side, alternating possession. We'll go back to the Maroons. So get you caught up. Filer scored a couple. Clark with 2, Neiman with 2, and Moody as well. 19-16. All right. Sorry, Dar. Thank you.
No problem. Waukee got in a little bit of a turnover mode there for a minute.
Lost their focus. Sometimes that happens to me.
Yep, but then they turn it back around.
Cataldo with it. Drives at the left. Scoops, loops, and she'll go to the line to shoot a pair as she's fouled in the act of shooting.
And I think that was it. Oh, Ernie got her.
Megan Ernie, another freshman. So you've got Lindsay Kellerman, a freshman, Anna Brown, a junior, Jory Neiman, a junior, Peyton Rao, a junior, and Lexi Bowles, a freshman. Then you have one of your best players on the bench, a freshman with a torn knee.
Yeah, Katie Dinabar was started out and she was averaging 11.5 points a game before she went out with that knee injury.
I can't hear you as well.
Can't hear me? Let me turn that up a little bit.
Free throw is good.
Is that better?
That is. Thank you. Cataldo 1 of 2, now with 5 on the game. 19-17. Waukee leads.
And there's a battle again with Moody and Filer on the block down there.
Inside, we're going to have double foul. They're going to call, I think, Kat Moody is going to get it, and so is Josie Filer.
Filer, yeah. Well, they've been going back and forth down there, and they let it go until they kind of grabbed each other, I think.
I saw a double foul the other night, Centennial and Ankeny in the boys' game, except the double foul was on the Ankeny guys. He got ejected.
Oh.
There was also one on the Centennial kid. That was my first high school ejection I'd seen because of the fouls. Those, let's see, Centennial tonight, they are hosting East, and Ankeny is hosting Fort Dodge, where Des Moines North is at Mason City. Indianola's at Pella Christian, Norwalk at Pella, and Grinnell at DCG. Not a lot of big games tonight in the CIML. This is the biggest of them all. Neiman gets it into Brown. Back down on the block. Going over and one. No, they're going to call in an offensive foul. They're going to whistle. Peyton Rao said she got the elbow around.
Yeah, I don't like that. When you got your back to her and you're coming around, that's the old-fashioned post move. I don't know.
Referee was closer to it than you or I.
Maybe he's trying to calm things down a little bit.
And that's possible as the Maroons try to go over the defense. Pass doesn't quite work from McVeigh, and it's a travel on the Warriors. Warriors still by 2, 19-17, under 3 minutes before half here.
Caitlin Moses coming in for Grace Great Gaber. And this is one thing you got to watch at Dowling, too. They sometimes will get Clark going on a run late in the quarter.
And
15, Caitlin Moses.
so Moses is whistled for the foul.
Second, team fifth.
So
all of a sudden we have more whistles than anything here.
it's kind of hard to get into a flow again.
Yeah.
Tell you what, we've got a big crowd starting to show up here behind our left and right. We're starting to fill up here.
Going in.
And they know when a good basketball game is going on. Crossover for Waukee. Rao had it for a moment. Neiman drives, fakes, gives it to the corner. 15-footer, not good. Josie Filer, the rebound. Here comes Clark and the Maroons. She fakes, drives, scores. It's just like that ball is supposed to go in when she shoots it.
And that's dangerous for Waukee because you see her starting to find a little bit of a groove there.
She's got 4, and the game's now tied again at 19. Neiman handles it. Brown from way out, NBA, no good. Cataldo, the rebound, gets it up ahead to McVeigh. Crossover to Clark. She's going to pull up, shoot the 3, but travel. That was between NBA and a high school 3. Doesn't matter. She's asking the referee for a clarification on exactly what she did. She thought she did a jump stop, but I think both officials were calling it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it looked like she did jump stop, but I think she shuffled when she jump stopped. So, and they've been sticklers on getting that pivot down and establishing it.
Trying to go back behind on that man-to-man defense. They can't find Brown. Clark hustles to recover. Good drive. Shot is blocked, but I think Dowling touches it when they're out of bounds. As picking up, let's see, that's Jory Neiman. Neiman so far tonight, 4 points. Leading scorer for the Warriors is Anna Brown. She has 9.
Tried the old give and go on the inbound there. Didn't work, but.
Well, you know, if there's a play to be drawn up, I think Coach Guest knows how to. He's got it somewhere in that pocket. Moody thought about it. I'm sorry, that's Bowles, not Moody. Bowles gets the, tips it up, and then it's going to be a foul. Going to whistle McVeigh.
Yeah, there's the old saying, don't try to save it under the other team's basket. They got lucky there because she was a little too far out to go, but sometimes you try to save it under the other team's basket, and it's right to them for the easy shot up. But
a 7-4 run for the Maroons here in the second quarter, who trailed by 3 after the first 8. A minute left to go here in the second 8. Inside pass taken away by Cataldo. Numbers are not in her favor. She pulls it up and is nearly tied up. Gets rid of it. Gaber now over to the right block. Back to Clark. Interior pass is knocked away, and the Warriors are there with 45 seconds. And that was Peyton Rao, as Kothi just kind of lost control of it there. Neiman. Clark comes to tip it away and does. Cataldo, 2-on-1.
Oh, looked like
she
she carried it.
If you ask anybody wearing maroon, Clark gets the 2. Clark now, 2 more, 21-19, final 18 seconds to go here of the half, and the Warriors are going to hold for 1. They'll probably hold it till about 8, and that's what they do. Neiman pulls up her dribble, somehow gets it away, and then Clark is going to be whistled for a foul with 3.7 seconds left.
And that's key because it's a 1-and-1 now.
Oh, and Clark,
Down 11, Caitlin Clark.
only her first. But if that becomes, say she gets into foul trouble in that second half, they're gonna look back at this moment at the 3.7 seconds like the last thing you want.
And looks like Coach Guest taking a few of his starters out of there just for that reason. No late foul here.
At the line is Lexi Bowles. Hits the first.
She's hitting 60% from the line on the season.
Oh, that's actually Anna Brown hit both of them.
Brown,
she
yeah.
now has 11. 2 seconds. 1. Clark, the heave at the half won't go, but it was close. Can't get any closer. 21 up is your halftime score. Waukee and Dowling. When we come back, I think we're going to talk some football.
Yeah.
We'll talk with Tom Wilson. After this, this is CISN.TV.
Is starting to buy trucks at Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. Up to $13,000 off MSRP. Select new 17 Ford F-150s. And up to $8,500 off MSRP. Select new 17 Super Duties. Schottenkirk Ford, the truck stop. Up to $13,000 off select new F-150s. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. The truck stops here. SchottenkirkFord.com. The Des Moines area is starting to buy trucks at Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. Up to $13,000 off MSRP.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit Iowa.
Back here at halftime, Paul Yeager and head coach of the Dowling Catholic football team, Tom Wilson here. And forgive us sometimes, we get a talking. And Tom, I actually might let you speak here. This is different for you on some of these halftime interviews you do.
Yeah, that's true. That's good.
Athletic director, activities director at Dowling Catholic. And so pairings for the girls come out here this week. Maroons in good shape for a postseason run, almost a 1 seed. I don't see how they would drop after even a loss, if a loss would happen. Really a great year so far for Coach Meyer.
Yeah, she's certainly done a terrific job. That was a real positive hire for us. Obviously, coming in after the Hanses isn't an easy thing to do, but this is a good group of girls, and they've worked hard, and Kristen's done a terrific job with them.
I know I've talked to you about Caitlin Clark before. You're used to all these Division I coaches, and usually after your football guys, but there's a few coaches coming around to ask about her as well.
Well, it's kind of been a who's who. I usually just ask Kristen who's going to be here tonight, and she lets me know, and it's really pretty exciting for her, for Caitlin, for the program, and can't be anything but a positive.
And you've had a team. We had Michael Connor, head boys coach. Hey, not too shabby for them either this year.
Well, they've also had a good year, and nobody works any harder at it than OC does. And it's been terrific to watch how that team has progressed. A lot of them were kind of a late start because of football, and I think it's great to see the multi-sport kids, and hopefully they're going to round out into shape at the right time.
Well, if that football coach would not keep them practicing until the week before Thanksgiving.
It's a good thing.
5 straight. Every coach wants to win. Every coach would love to just win state every year after year. How on earth are you doing it?
Well, I'm not sure that there's any magic formula. To be honest with you, I get asked that quite a bit, and it starts with our kids, and obviously we're not that smart. We have to have talent, and we have had that, but we've had kids that have maximized their talent, and they work really hard at it, and I think a lot of that gets lost sometimes, that they don't realize how hard our kids have worked. I mean, just this morning at 6 o'clock with our off-season kids, we had 2 gyms full, and it wasn't just football kids. We had soccer kids, we had track kids, we have softball girls, we have really all kinds of different sports in there, but they're all in there working together. And it says a lot about our expectations, our kids, and they believe in that process, and I think that's a big part of it.
And people will ask me, I've done enough of your games to know a little bit about your program, and they say, how do they do it every year? And I said, do you realize in the first week of January, the kids are in the weight room doing it already? And that's something, I was at the Centennial and Ankeny game on Friday night, and a guy comes up to me and he says, you getting ready for state tournament on IPTV? I go, yeah. And we started talking. He's from Dyke, where you had coached at one time.
Yep.
And he said he noticed that year when you came in just how different the program was just from one year to the next and how you flip a script. So sometimes when you say and you push it off on others, there is something to say with what your leadership has done.
Well, I appreciate that. It's more about expectations, and I've never been afraid to expect a lot. And winning doesn't just happen. There has to be a lot of victories behind the scenes that people don't see before you can get the ones in public. And we were fortunate enough that they believed in that at Dyke New Hartford, and we were able to get things turned around fairly quickly. We never got over the top. But at Dowling, they bought into the same thing, and it's fun to watch, to be honest with you, as those kids gain confidence in themselves and confidence in each other, and then anything's possible.
Well, and I think what this guy had told me, he says, well, guys, we're back from the game. Let's go look at the film. And they were like, what? We can't. That's something I said, I had to take, maybe at Jessup we weren't as dominant as a program as, say, Dyke New Hartford was. We didn't look at film like you do. I had to take a coaching class in college to understand you're looking at tendencies. You're trying to better help these kids and coach them so they can understand how they can improve individually. And I think that's what a film session does for you. And it's the same in any sport, whether it's basketball or football.
I was a lot younger back then too, but that has evolved a lot, and one person can't do it alone. It's just like the weight room and all those expectations. One person can't do it alone, but I've got a staff of guys, and I had a staff there that helped us tremendously, and we do watch an awful lot of film. None of us have hobbies. That's just kind of what we do, and we hope it makes a difference with our kids, and I think our kids have bought into that, and really we spend the time. We try to get our kids to understand and learn it, and that's certainly helped us through the years.
So when you come into this field house here at Waukee, you walk right past the weight room and you see all those kids working in there, so the other schools are trying to do some of the same thing.
There's no doubt. Great programs do that. Waukee's had their share of success for sure. But we just kind of do our thing, and we know everybody else is doing it. We just try to do it better.
Hey, before we go, I got to ask you about these new districts. There's 7 of them, no longer 8. What's the biggest change people will notice next year?
Well, I think it's all games count. It used to be the non-district games really didn't count in terms of playoffs, and we're on an RPI system. And really the strength of schedule, your record, your opponent's record, your opponent's record really goes into determining which the at-larges will be. So it's different. It'll be interesting, but I try not to get too caught up in it, just play the game.
You're in District 1 with Ankeny, Des Moines Hoover, Des Moines Lincoln, Sioux City East, and Sioux City North, and I think the Stars are a team you haven't played in a long time.
I don't think we have played them, and that'll be interesting. I look forward to that. Really, we've got some decisions to make in terms of non-district games, and that's always a challenge to try to get that figured out, and we'll put our recommendations into the association by the 7th of February, and then they're going to come up with those games. And one thing that they've done is allowed us to venture out and try to schedule an out-of-state game. That's possible now. It used to be it wasn't. We've looked into some of the options like that, but really the AD part of me comes out to where we've got to balance budgets, and football is a big part of that for some of our sports or most of our sports, and so I don't want to go around spending a bunch of money either. So we have to balance that somehow.
Well, you already go to Council Bluffs or Sioux City, so you could play, Valley went over and played Bettendorf, and I'm sure that those schools in the Quad Cities will hop over and play a Moline or a Rock Island and something like that. So you have sky's the limit on what direction you want to go and who wants to play you.
Well, we've reached out to some, and we'll see what happens. It's something that maybe down the road I certainly want to do. If it happens sooner, okay, but I guess we'll figure that part out. Our focus will just be on day-to-day, and we'll go from there, and we'll figure out the schedule and just try to develop the team.
Sounds good. Appreciate the time, Tom. Good to see you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, we're back after this. Tied at 21, Dowling to Waukee. This is CISN.TV.
I opened the Hearing Clinic to offer patients and their families a positive healthcare experience. If you have trouble hearing clearly at church, at the movies, watching TV, or with your friends and family in a group conversation, what are you waiting for? In less than half an hour, we can give you peace of mind and answer any questions that you may have. Call us today to schedule your appointment. The Hearing Clinic, 515-440-3323. We listen, you hear.
The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However, high-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an
Power price event. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 18 Silverado Double Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. Power price. $99 per month lease. $99 per month. New 18 Silverado Crew Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. $219 per month lease. 18 Equinox. $199 per month lease. New 18 Cruise LTs. $18,790. Hurry in for best selection. The Power price event. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Waukee Chevy.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style,
Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50.
Time for half number 2 between Dowling Catholic and the Waukee Warriors. Paul Yeager, Dar Danielson, Pete Tarpey here inside the Waukee Fieldhouse. What do you think, Dar? What do you think of that first half?
I think it's about what we expected, a back-and-forth game. Waukee had a couple runs where it looked like they might be pushing things out a little bit, but then they came back and had some turnovers. Got into a few things where they didn't pass the ball as well, and some of that is Dowling's defense, so it's going to be interesting if either of these teams can build a little bit of a cushion.
9-6 was your second quarter score, Maroons over Warriors, for a total of 21 up. Low 20s, thought we'd see a little more than that. We'll find out what happens. Filer gets in the middle of that pass, and it's taken away by the Maroons. And Kothi up ahead, and a big block, and Waukee sets the tone here in the second
Bowles,
half.
Yeah.
The whole bench erupts on that.
Caitlin Clark shaking her head. I think she thought there was a foul, but it seemed like she went straight up and blocked the ball.
Maroons have it. Filer, top the key. She's already hit once. Won't go again. Rebound, Jory Neiman. Here come the Warriors, pushing the tempo. Neiman's just going to go until they stop her and score!
And that time the defender for Dowling turned her back on Neiman. You never do that coming up the floor. You always want to move back and see where the offensive player is coming, and Neiman just followed her right in when she turned her back and went in for the easy bucket.
23-21. Warriors by 2, taken away. Kelderman. She's leaving it for someone who's not there.
I think it got poked away.
I think it did too. She kind of got turned around and was looking for a foul. Clark somehow gets it to Filer, puts it on the floor hard, and he'll get 2 shots. They're going to whistle Peyton Rao for the foul. So Filer goes to the line.
Nobody really, we didn't have a whole lot of fouls called in that first half. I know Waukee got to the bonus, but really nobody in trouble, is there?
No.
The miss.
First one's off the mark. Leading scorer for the Warriors is Anna Brown. She has 11. Caitlin Clark has 6. Josie Filer has 5. Now make it 6. So now back within 1. Warriors have the basketball. Brown nearly taken away by Clark. Top of the 3 for a moment. That's Kelderman. Looking for the give and go. Bowles steps up. Misses. Kothi the rebound for the Maroons.
Thought a little too long before she pulled the trigger.
Cataldo, 3-ball, good!
And she didn't. She pulled the trigger right away.
Mia's father, one of those assistants that on Tom Wilson's staff. 3-ball on the way, no good by Brown, no good. Rebound by Bowles! Oh, nice shot there, Lexi. Now we're getting back into that fun tempo. Tied up at 25.
It's like the third or fourth tie, I believe.
Kothe gives it to Filer on the right block. She's fouled and go back to the line to shoot some free throws. Now those fouls will start adding up if you keep doing that.
Yeah, Lexi Bowles a step late coming over, and she knew it on the defense.
Filer gets the roll.
She's shooting about 73% coming in from the free throw line. So pretty good free throw shooter.
Filer's second shot is nothing but net. Lead back to 2 for the Maroons. Filer now with 8. The last 3 coming via the charity stripe.
Caitlin Moses back in for the Maroons.
Neiman with it across midcourt. Now back over to Brown. They go inside. Oh, nice, great backdoor look and score. Rao gets behind the defense.
Yep, and then turned and kept the defense right on her hip and turned into that shot. Great post move.
Tied at 27.
Good entry pass.
Yeah, and her first 2 of the game. Clark, baseline, block. Won't go. Rebound, Kelderman. No numbers for Waukee, so the freshman slows the pace. Back to Kelderman now. Bowles was there for I'm sorry. That's not Bowles, that's Moody.
It's hard to tell those two apart. They do look a lot alike.
Moody and Bowles. One is a freshman, that would be Bowles. Moody is a junior. Get into Rao. Neiman, no denying what she can do. Just got to think about shooting as the clock was, the 5-second clock was going. Rao again, right behind the defense, and one! And I think Cataldo got whistled for that foul. It is going to be whistled.
That's a nice, for Waukee, you're getting that post game going. You pick up the foul there. You're also running the clock down, and it's out of the hands of Caitlin Clark. You know, if you're running the clock down and scoring, and Dowling doesn't have it on offense, they can't score.
So Rao goes to the line. She's a 74.5% free throw shooter. And good.
And that's the
she
thing.
Now has 5.
Waukee can get out and run, or they can slow it down and go into the post, too.
Cracking the 30 mark. 3-point lead for the Warriors. Filer, left block. Moses. Oh, that's no bucket.
That was a nice fake, except she kind of walked as she did.
Kind of looked like my elementary kids playing basketball.
Yeah, where you're doing the head fake, but you forget to you move the feet when you do the head fake. Yeah.
Kid the other day jumps up, jumps back down, still hadn't shot the ball. Did it twice. We had to work with him on practice that last night. Hey, that's not really something we need to do. Inside, stolen away. Filer denies the pass. Kelderman, good hustle.
Yeah, good step around by Filer.
As looks like getting attention for a bloody nose is Kothe on behind the Waukee bench. She heads back now down to her side of the floor. Brown behind the back dribble. Stolen away, and then Cap Moody is going to be whistled. I tell you, I've had some good conversations with Coach Guess. He's fun to talk to. He's even more fun to watch coach.
Yeah.
He's so animated. Learn a lot about the game of basketball from him. I remember it might have been the first year we were doing the tournaments at IPTV, and he was drawing up plays with one of our color analysts just describing, well, this is what we do. He was in the media room just drawing out X's and O's about their play and what they were doing. And just loved to talk basketball. Clark's three is no good. Filer had the board for a moment, but just couldn't corral it.
And that was Kelderman.
Kelderman for three. Her first three of the game gives a 6-point lead for the Warriors, their biggest of the game.
Trying to post Clark up now down low, but she's drawn double teams.
Shot won't go. And now Neiman has it. She's got to be careful. She had McVeigh on her right hip. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Warriors by 6.
Waukee really controlling the tempo of this game right now. And here they're content, to work the offense, run the clock down with that lead.
Anna Brown, who had 3 trays in that first quarter, has only shot 1 since. That's what they were giving her. Now we're going to have an illegal screen or something like that, I think.
Yeah, I think.
So Moody picks up another foul. She picks up both fouls here in the third quarter.
That's one thing I am impressed, though, with those post players for Waukee. They see a lot of screens. They do a lot of screening and moving and help out those guards get open.
Well, when you have the size to allow yourself to do that, Clark drives, loses the handle, and it'll go out of bounds off Clark. And the Warriors will have it now, trying to extend that lead again.
Yeah.
Oh, we have guys.
It's like they're removing a fan from the floor.
But they're also sitting in the front row.
Mm-hmm. And he must have said something to the official because he blew the whistle.
And now the police are walking out behind him.
Jim Dewey's over there, the activities director.
He'll get it straightened
Let
out.
him know what is appropriate and what's not, which they should know anyway. But
and I didn't think they allowed you to sit in that front row. Brown, loose ball. Clark has it, fights for it. And before anything else can happen, Coach Kristen Meyer calls timeout. We'll step away real quick for a 30-second break.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Well, the Maroons down 6 here, number 3 in the state in Class 5A, 15-1, and they're looking up the scoreboard now, down by 6, with 2:12 to go in the third quarter. Waukee, number 8, 15-2, have lost 2 games by a combined 3 points, 1 to Centennial and 1 to Johnston.
Caitlin Clark did a good job to get down on the floor, hustle for that ball, and then the coach called the timeout, so they keep possession here, and we'll see if they start a comeback now.
See what kind of offensive flow they get back into. McVeigh now back to Clark. Neiman and Clark's been a fun matchup tonight. Filer's going to be called for the chicken wing foul.
Oh, no, they called that on...
They called it on Waukee. I thought
Neiman.
Maybe they got on Neiman.
Yeah, I thought they got Filer,
I did
stretching
too,
out, but I think she grabbed her arm and came around.
Okay.
So
Neiman, that's her second foul. Clark with it, top of the key. And now we have 5 seconds with a 5-second call on Clark, saying she wasn't making any move. That's a call if you're not making a move to the basket forward.
But on those fouls, that's the 5th Waukee team foul, just one on Dowling. So that could come into play here when we get into the fourth quarter.
I believe someone said coming out of halftime, boy, there haven't been a lot of fouls. I wonder who that guy was.
I don't know.
Brown with it. Rao goes behind to Moody. Blocked by Filer. Clark comes up with it. 90 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Behind the back dribble. Runner won't go. However, she'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Clark on the season, a 76% free throw shooter. The sophomore only with 6 points. And now Neiman picks up foul number 3. That could be
a
big storyline of the game here. Dars. Clark misses the first.
And I think she's not going to come out here. I thought he might take her out for the final 123 here, but Caitlin Clark just quiet so far tonight. You're just waiting for her to bust out and go on a string of points.
Clark misses both free throws, and the Warriors, Lexi Bowles with the rebound. Textbook block out there. Driving, getting in trouble as Neiman forces the issue. Coming up with it for the Maroons is Grace Gaber. And it's stolen away. Brown, 2 on none. Brown lays it in. And now Waukee extends their lead. Timeout. Back after this on CISN.TV.
17 Ford F-150s and up to $8,500 off MSRP. Select new 17 Super Duties. Schottenkirk Ford, the truck stop. Up to $13,000 off select new F-150s. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. The truck stops here. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
The Warriors on an 8-0 run here in the fourth quarter. They lead Dowling Catholic 35-27. Paul Yeager and the ever-wonderful Dar Danielson.
And they've been doing it by controlling the boards defensively and then being very patient and methodical offensively here in this third quarter. And that's the way Waukee's controlled the tempo of the game right now.
Maroons have got to just have a good possession here. Trying to run the offense through. Clark not on the floor right now. Filer with it. Go up over Kothe, who's back in. Swing it over. 3-ball, no good by Wanik. Rebound, Warriors.
Rao with the rebound there.
Neiman with 25 seconds, and this would be the third straight quarter that the Warriors are going to hold it for one. So I'm going to guess somewhere in the 8-second mark they're going to go.
Gee, how would you think that would happen?
What is it? Fool me once, twice. 8 seconds, and oh my goodness. 5, 4, 3, 2. Brown for 3. Got it! Oh, downtown Anna Brown hits again. Waukee, an 11-point lead as we go to the fourth.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org.
Waukee on an 11-0 run win the third quarter 17-6 and lead the game by 11, 38-27. The last points for the Maroons came with Josie Filer's free throws to give them 27 points, and that was a long time ago, Dar.
Yep, and they didn't quite work that end of the quarter to perfection, but they got what they wanted. They got a three-point shot out of it.
Clark pulls the three. No good. Filer knocks it into her own teammate, but they said she already stepped on the line. And I'll tell you what now, the Warrior fans who've been moved off of the floor and up one, let it be known. And now the Maroons are going to have to play some full-court pressure, trying to change the tempo of this game. And that's going to be a foul on the Maroons. And Coach Meyer wanted a little shove off on her own.
Just their second team foul.
So that's on Cataldo. Maroons stay in the man-to-man defense.
And we'll see if they have to tighten up the pressure a little bit, because Waukee's been able to spread it out, get a lot of screens, and take a lot of time off the clock.
Brown with it. Drives into Filer. Rao. And now the Maroons kind of trying to jump some of those passes. You can feel a little bit of sense of panic here. Oh, Neiman, nice move. Clark gets her hands in there and ties it up. Jump ball. It'll stay down with here Waukee on the Waukee end. All right, Dar. So it's one possession at a time, right? For Dowling, or are they going to have to do something different?
Well, yeah, I think what you want to do is you want to frustrate them a little bit. Hopefully you can get a steal. And sometimes when you're this deliberate on offense, your offense gets a little cold. So we'll see if that happens too.
Clark just sticks it, her hand in there, and steals it from Brown. She'll shoot the three. Falling forward, hits it. Clark breaks the 11-0 run. Back to an 8-point lead. And Clark gets hung up in the air by Megan Ernie. Nice move there.
Yeah, they want to be more aggressive, but not quite that much. And that's only the second on Clark, so, only team third, so it doesn't hurt. And they're still with four. They can afford to try to jump that pass, be a little more aggressive, and get a steal here.
Cataldo whistled now. Warriors by 8 and the basketball. Brown, guarded by Clark. Clark tries to work through the screen and does. Neiman. Cataldo gets Neiman to stop. Kelderman takes the basketball back. And now Waukee running some clock as we approach 6 minutes. And that'll be a foul on Cataldo trying to run through the screen, and now she has 4.
This is what, if you've ever heard Justin Vorster doing color with me on the Menace games, it's called shape for Waukee. They're keeping spread out, kept that shape where they keep the whole court spread out so they have room to move that ball around Dowling, and that's a little bit of what they're doing right now as they're working the clock.
And when you're up by 8 at home, you'll do it. Maroons are going to have to dial up something a little bit different here soon. Anna Brown drives, travels. She did that hop step, and then she kind of the ball got caught up there.
Yeah, and she got sandwiched a little bit.
So now you run, a good 35 seconds off, and you don't even really get a good look at the basket. Timeout.
Kothi comes out, Moses comes in.
Waukee by 8 here on CISN.TV.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history.
The Power Price Event, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee, new 18 Silverado Double Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. Power Price, $99 per month lease, $99 per month. New 18 Silverado Crew Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition, $219 per month lease. 18 Equinox, $199 per month lease. New 18 Cruise LTs, $18,790. Hurry in for best selection. The Power Price Event, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
5:54 to play here from Waukee Fieldhouse. Paul Yeager, Dar Danielson on Central Iowa Sports Network.tv. Glad to have you here. There's got to be a lot of people watching because there's that many people here. It's good logic. Clark with the runner goes! Clark now into double figures with 11. She scored the last 4 for the Maroons. Lead cut to 6. Waukee's not going to be able to take the foot off the gas now. Kelderman dribbles out of the trouble, and now it looks like the Maroons are going to maybe try to double up on a ball pull-up.
Yeah, they still got one foul to give.
Clark in there reaching, can't quite get it. Brown thinks about the 3 drives, not going to stop her. Blocked, and a foul. I think it's Caitlin Clark whistled. No. They're going to call Anna Wanek.
First, team 6, shooting 2, Anna Brown.
So the Maroons have scored the last 4 until now. Anna Brown hits the free throw. She now has 17 to lead all scores.
Good little chess match in the coaching there. As Dowling knew they had to pressure it up and they could give a few fouls and force a few turnovers.
Brown hits them both.
And Waukee is not giving all the lead up yet, but Dowling's cut into it a little bit.
Clark from the W of Waukee, or from Warriors, no good. Rebound, Maroons, Filer, timeout before it can go over to the Warriors. So the Maroon, with Clark shooting that from, I don't know, is that 20 feet?
Is that the W? Yeah, well.
She was a long way out. She was beyond NBA range for that.
20, 24.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. Maybe not the shot you want, unless she hits it, but, you know, that's. And to her credit, she's the one, she's trying to get something turned around. And she had, a string of, 5?
She had 4 in a row.
She had a 3, and then she had a.
Yeah, then she had 2.
2, so.
Yeah, so she was on a 5-0 run.
So kind of helped him a little bit there. And still, 5 minutes to go, 8 points. It's still a tight ball game. And as Coach Guest still telling them, crisp passes. Keep your head up, move. Don't stand around on offense. Same thing on defense.
Maroons down by 8. 5:02 to play. Moses gets it to Filer. Clark for 3. Good! Clark now with 14. Back to a 5-point lead. And the last 8 points have come from Clark. She can take over a game. Neiman's close to that 5. Rao tried to get the pass in to her.
You think Filer, did she push her from back?
I think so. Yeah, Josie Filer. Filer hadn't been in, then that's her 4th, I think. Oh, only 3rd. Only 3rd.
So now they're in the 1-and-1 here. Waukee's still got a foul to give. And Rowell, about a 75% free throw shooter.
.436 to play here, 4th quarter. And Rao hits the first. That's 6. Her last 2 points have come for free throws. The lefty. Shot off the mark, and Brown somehow tracks it down. Offensive rebound. And now the Warriors will extend this Fans want a foul, don't get it. Neiman with it, guarded by McVeigh.
Let's see what they do. If they try to post back in there with Cat Moody.
There's a lot going on underneath, and Moody is going to be called for hook for getting that arm and hooking the defender. So now the Maroons get the basketball back.
And we're both teams at 7 fouls, so we're shooting.
Yeah, and I just happened to kind of stop watching the ball for a moment because I was watching that back and forth with those two players. Clark, the runner on the right side, won't go, and she'll get a chance to shoot 2. So now Clark is trying to create something on almost every time she touches the ball. So Clark, she has scored the last 9 points for the Maroons. And now, 16 points for Clark. Hits them both. Lead cut to 4. 41-37. McVeigh and will drive on Filer. She's straight up, but she's called for the foul. So Clark is asking to say, hey, look for the push. And then she's given a little advice to McVeigh, a freshman.
It's smart by Jory Neiman. She saw all the pressure in there and just kept driving it at the hoop. Now they got to look to score a little more. If she hits these, it'll put it back up to 6. But if you've got that opening, you got to take it.
First free throw is off the mark by Jory Neiman. We've said Jory's name a lot tonight, only with 6 points. Kind of just feels though she has been everywhere. She gets number 7 there on the free throw. Back to a Cinco lead. McVeigh back to Kothi. Clark now finally touching the basketball. Drop back 3, no good. Neiman chases down the long rebound and is forced inside. Moody off the glass for 2. Oh, wow, what a play, Cat Moody.
What a way to respond, too.
Shot off the mark by Clark.
Neiman with a rebound.
Warriors by 7 as we approach the 3-minute mark. Almost had Moody on the backside.
Wow. She was waiting, and that's where you got to put a little air under it, the lob over the top.
She got right behind Kothi. That's a little bit of a size mismatch there. Haven't seen much of Tong. Nai Tong has been in warm-ups all night, hasn't seen the floor. If we get into any more foul trouble, I think we will see her. Maroons have got to start trying to peck away at this. Clark with it.
Let her
comes
drive.
The pick. Back to Moses. Top of the 3. No good. Moody the rebound. Now Kothi. Neiman fighting. Clark gets it. Anybody's basketball. Jump ball. It'll stay Dowling's basket.
I was going to say, at this point, don't give Clark the 3. Let her drive and take the 2. Don't trade the 2 for the 3 right now, because that's how they make the comeback.
Maroons have not lost in 2018. Inside, Clark posting up on Neiman. Goes under and scores. Clark now with 18. Nearly stolen away by Moses. It'll stay. No, they're going to call a foul on Anna Brown. The officials are going to talk that over.
I don't know what they're.
Dave,
he's talking it over with Coach.
They're going to
Guest
say
there.
they're trying to say no shot because of. So they won't shoot a free throw
because it's an offensive foul. But she really didn't have possession of the ball, but it was a possession of Waukee, so I think they're characterizing that as an offensive foul. So they're not going to let her shoot. Because Waukee was bringing it up the floor,
Yes.
and the foul was committed by the team that had the ball on the offensive possession. So I think that's what they're saying.
The rare instance where you don't get to shoot free throws.
In the NBA, that'd be what, a loose ball foul and be.
Speaking of the NBA, Clark from that distance, off the mark, out of bounds. That's the second air ball from Clark. You can only yell that so long at her. Rao to inbound it. A little bit of pressure applied by the Maroons. Brown gets across. She's going to drive, stop, and then they pull it back out.
They're trying to jump that pass when she comes around there, or jump the dribble.
Kelderman was surrounded and was able to get it away. Under 2 minutes to play. Neiman out of control, but in control enough to get the blocking foul on Mia Cataldo, and that is going to be 5 for the senior. I think the Maroon fans near us, Dar, were saying that Neiman didn't have control, and I don't think that's even a...
And she put her shoulder down too much, I think, was leaning in. Is what they want to say.
Jory hits the first, now with 8.
Well, this is the kind of game you want late in the season as you're prepping for a possible tournament run. She hits both of them.
Timeout, Waukee.
The final 149 when we come back.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
149 to play here at the Waukee Fieldhouse on CISN.TV. Hello, my name is Paul. Say hello, Dar.
Hello, Dar.
Good to have you here. He's not the best color man in the business for nothing, folks. You know, I saw a video of Bob Uecker the other day. It just gets me excited for baseball. Season. Caitlin Clark, Filer for 3. No good. Loose ball chased down by the Warriors. Brown's got it, and the Maroons are going to have to foul. Brown somehow gets it away to Neiman. McVeigh closes in a hurry. They've got her trapped, almost stolen away. Brown has it.
Wow, Neiman did the Houdini act there.
Before the shot, we're going to have a push.
Is it Clark, maybe?
Yes.
Yep.
Her third. She's got 18. She's scored 11 points here in the fourth quarter. Caitlin Clark has, I should say. Free throw attempt from Anna Brown is good.
Well, I think they've won the battle on the boards here late. Waukee has. That's been a big part of it.
Brown now with 18 and 19 on the back-to-back free throws.
And they've done pretty well at the free throw line here in the fourth quarter, too,
Made a
haven't they?
huge difference. They're a 66%, and Clark gets it to go. Timeout, Maroons.
Full timeout.
Clark not allowing things to go away. Cuts the lead to 7 here, Dar. That ends or that keeps her. Clark is the only one who scored in the fourth quarter for the Maroons.
No. Well, I didn't
She
hear.
scored 13.
I didn't hear Mike O'Connor what he was saying in your interview with him.
He wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't let him talk.
Yeah, well, I know that. But when he did get a word in edgewise, anything he said about this game, I did hear him say Waukee's really good, and we know that.
This game or the one
and
that
the one
he's gonna
coming
coach?
up?
Oh,
yeah,
he says, hey, it's going to be just like this one. Good game, should be tight. Teams are similar. He's got guys. We talked a lot about free throws with John Wagner struggling to make free throws, and I said, do you think that's something that might get his scholarship pulled? And he says, no, I only need him to shoot free throws for about another 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Then he doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
He's got other plans.
But he's such a center part of our offense, and it goes through him. And we talked about Sam and goalie, the roommate. I call them. They're brothers. They live together. Good, friendly relationship between those two, and I'm looking forward to it.
So full court pressure for the Maroons.
Neiman is fouled by McVeigh. And so now we'll walk from left to right, the full court. We'll cover some more. So Bob Euchre. There's a minor league pitcher by the name of Tim Dillard. He's a hoot to follow if you're on Instagram. It's Dim Tillard. And he's got a beard. And if you saw him pitch at Principal Park as Jory Neiman hits the first free throw last year, he's a sidewinder. He's got a good, big, bushy beard. Kind of looks like a Dwight Schrute from The Office kind of a guy. Mm-hmm. Great personality. A lot of fun behind-the-scenes baseball stuff that is on his account if you're into that kind of thing. Neiman hits both free throws. She now has 12. And that's all that Coach Guest can ask for is his team to hit free throws. Clark for three. Good! No timeout. They're going to play through here with a minute to go. Back to a 6-point lead.
How did Jory Neiman find Brown up there with that double team on her?
Kelderman with it in the corner. She can't even. Now, finally, they fouled her. Anna Wanek.
Kelderman, the one you want to foul, she's shooting 50%. 10 of 20 on the season from the line, so they probably talked about that in the timeout.
Kelderman from the line hits the first, and man, it has been all free throw making for Waukee.
And that will put a big smile on Coach Guess's face.
Second one is good. Back to an 8-point lead. Clark for three. Good. And that might be the last timeout. It is for the Maroons. 38.7. Lead cut to 5. Still a 2-possession game. Game not over yet. Don't go anywhere. Not that you were.
The Des Moines area is starting to buy trucks at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $13,000 off MSRP. Select new 17 Ford F-150s. And up to $8,500 off MSRP. Select new 17 Super Duties. Schottenkirk Ford, the truck stop. Up to $13,000 off select new F-150s. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. The truck stops here. SchottenkirkFord.com. The Des Moines area is starting to buy trucks at Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $13,000 off MSRP. Select new 17 Ford F-150s. And up to $8,500 off MSRP. Select new 17 Super Duties. Schottenkirk Ford, the truck stop. Up to $13,000 off select new F-150s. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. The truck stops here. SchottenkirkFord.com.
If you're Dowling and you don't get the steal, I'm guessing, Dar, you got a foul, right?
Yeah, you got a foul right away.
And McVeigh can't quite get Neiman fouled, and then finally does get the job done. I think it was I don't think Dowling had more than one team foul with about 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yeah,
Doesn't that sound about right?
Yeah, that was right. And then I think they kind of realized in the fourth quarter they had to turn up the pressure a little bit, and because one thing you didn't want to do is get late, and you had to foul, and you had so many to give as she hits a free throw. So, well, the 6-point lead.
It has been all free throws here in the fourth quarter almost.
That was a big one. That makes it 3 possessions.
7-point lead. Clark for 3. Falls into it.
Oh, that is not what you want to do.
The 3+1 coming. Now with 29 is Caitlin Clark. The rare 4-point play opportunity coming. Then it gets to be a 1-possession game. Clark hits it. So now
she's already up to 30 points already.
Clark gets out. They bring in Rodriguez. The lead is 3, 29.1. This one's not over yet. Neiman, it's put into her. They haven't fouled her yet. And then Gaber is going to be whistled.
31, Grace Gaber.
So 7 seconds go off the clock.
Shooting 2, Jory Neiman.
So we'll shoot 2 on the Waukee side. Neiman misses this.
In the Dowling on 11, Caitlin Clark.
Well,
so the door is still.
This free throw is a little more important, though, now, isn't it?
Yeah, this one can make it a 4-point game, and it is. Neiman gets it. Neiman now with 14. Clark with the basketball. She drives, the runner, banks, down and good. No timeouts for the Maroons. They get it in. Neiman and McVeigh. And then McVeigh is whistled, and she's again thinking she's getting pushed off with that forearm. Referee's not buying it. So it's a 2-point lead for now. Free throw is good by Neiman. Neiman's second one. Off the mark! And the Maroons almost didn't grab the basketball. Clark with it. She has a chance. 10 seconds. 9.
Shoot it.
3! No good. Rebound. Maroons get it. Another chance. McVeigh with 3 seconds. Hits the shot! Hits the bucket! We're tied, and guess what, Dar? We're going to overtime. Unbelievable finish. Are you kidding me?
Well, credit Dowling for getting that out of there and knowing they had to get out and got the shot. Who was it that hit that last 3?
McVeigh is the only Maroon not named Clark to score in the fourth quarter.
Looks
They're
like
going to put 1.3
back on. Yeah.
So the Maroons don't have any timeouts left, and neither do the Warriors now. So the Maroons, after that shot is made by Clark, they have to press it up. Then they get the foul. The rebound, the Maroons thought Neiman was going to hit it automatically. Somehow, Gaber gets a hold of it. Clark shoots it early, and that ends up being the saving grace for the Maroons.
It was that high bounce because Cataldo was right, or not. It was
Gaber, 31.
Yeah, but it was who was it that stood and looked at it for Waukee? It bounced high, and she just kind of looked at it, and then Dowling was able to get the rebound. But here, Dowling, you cannot foul because you put him to the line with a chance to win. And
so Filer goes on the line. She can move because it's a made 3 or a made basket. She'll move. They won't foul her.
They're not going to try the shot.
Well, guess what? We'll have overtime when we come back on CISN.
The Des Moines area is starting to buy trucks at Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. Indianola. Up to $13,000 off MSRP. Select new 17 Ford F-150s. And up to $8,500 off MSRP. Select new 17 Super Duties. Schottenkirk Ford, the truck stop. Up to $13,000 off select new F-150s. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. The truck stops here. SchottenkirkFord.com. The Des Moines.
When people visit the Lodge of Ashworth, they fall in love with our grounds. They're impressed with our dining room, but it is our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites that attract the most attention. With bay windows, full kitchens, large walk-in closets, and modern appliances, the Lodge feels like home. We have suites move-in ready, or we will help you customize. Create a home office, media room, or bedroom for visiting friends or family. Call us today for a private tour and ask about our flexible pricing plans.
Well, this is, I think, the 4th overtime game we've had on CISN.TV, all girls games. And just, Paul showed you how close these teams are. Man.
29-18, Dowling outscored Waukee in the 4th quarter.
Wow.
And they were down, I have them down 11. That was the biggest deficit to start the 4th quarter. So they're down 11. They just kept hitting shots. Clark, she has 32? 32 points
she had
now.
30 and then she hit that last 2.
She hit the Maroons get the tip, and Clark somehow chases it down. Each team gets a timeout back to play with. Otherwise, we're going to shoot free throws or just play some basketball. Now, the Maroons have had one player foul out, but they also have a couple other players with 4, including McVeigh, Clark, the 3-ball. Good! And now Dowling, Clark hits the first 3.
And that's big to score first here in the overtime.
The Warriors in control. Somehow Kelderman gets a hold of that basketball back inside. Moses, if she's looking, she steals it. It's going to go off of Moses. It's going to stay Waukee basketball.
And Rao was open there at first, but then she got a little too far into the basket, and good backside help on the defense by Dowling that made that a tough shot for her.
32 minus 7 is 25, right? Caitlin Clark had 25 points in the 4th quarter alone. Inside, Bell. Lexi Bowles' shots won't go. Rebound, Maroons. And now all of a sudden, you feel a huge momentum shift. Feel like it's on Maroons' side. Clark, top of the key. Back to McVeigh. Moses looking for some movement down below. Now the Maroons are going to take a little time.
Yeah, Coach Meyer got up when Clark was bringing it up the floor and put on the stop sign.
The give and go to Clark. Shot won't go. She's down on the ground. Rebound up ahead the Warriors. Anna Brown for 3. No good. Rebound McVeigh. And now the Warriors feel like they have to foul. Filer up ahead. The layup is good.
Just good hustle by the Maroons there.
Loose ball again. Whoa. Clark somehow steals it. Filer gets rid of it. And now the Maroons up by 5, looking to extend it here as we approach the 2-minute mark.
Here Waukee needs to calm down, come out, play defense.
I haven't seen a game like this in a while. This is a
it's
great.
It's fun, isn't it? Yep.
When you got no dog in this fight, you can just watch good basketball. It just makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah.
It's stressful if you're a fan of either one of these teams right now. So the foul is called on Waukee. And I think they got Lexi Bowles. That's her second. Didn't see a lot of Bowles in that 4th quarter. All we saw was Jory Neiman hitting free throws. Just think if she doesn't hit those free throws. Filer. First one's good.
I think Waukee, if this is made, they come down, they need to get a bucket and then go into the press.
Filer's shot is good. Is Filer going to come out? Yeah, some Filer out. Gaber back in. 12 now for Josie. 7-point lead. Biggest lead of the game for the Maroons, and it's in overtime. Felderman, top of the key. Brown trying to find Rao underneath. She pulls up her dribble. Rao has to come out to the 3-point line. And then that's going to be a foul on Moses.
And that plays into Waukee's hands.
Foul 31, Grace Gaber.
Chance to score her with the clock stop, and then if you make both free throws, you can pressure coming out.
Sorry, that's not Moses, that's Gaber. My apologies there.
Well, either way, they're in the double bonus, so if she makes the second one.
Free throw is off the mark. I had Jory Neiman for 8 straight free throws for Waukee in that fourth quarter. As Peyton Rao looks for point number 7 and gets it. So Brown has 20. She's kind of been stuck on that number. That's the first point of the overtime for the Warriors.
You put Molly Young in there, a little more defense.
Moses gets it into Clark, and she has it swatted away by Neiman. And Clark just dribbles right through, passes it to a wide open Filer. Looked like he got a little happy feet. Two more for Filer.
Yeah, did look like she shuffled it, but
quickly up ahead, Waukee trying to just change buckets. Neiman for 2. And we have a foul. We'll go back to the Maroons. So now it's a 6-point lead. The tempo has really picked up.
Yeah, all the momentum at the end of the regulation switched to Dowling, and they carried it over here into the overtime.
All right, so they got it within 4. Now it's back to 7. The free throw is missed. And Brown with it. Minute 13 to go. 7-point lead for the Maroons. Brown drives under on Clark, who's got 4 fouls. Clark fights off Brown. And that's the thing right now, Dar. You've got McVeigh, Clark, and Filer all with 4 fouls coming into the overtime. And the Maroons are up 7.
Well, that's the key, too, about jumping out early. You get that 3, and then you get another bucket, and you get out early in the overtime. It puts even more pressure then on Waukee.
So Clark hits that first free throw. A ho-hum 36.
What did she score in the first quarter? Maybe it was just 2?
No, she had no points.
No points after
Let's
the
see,
first
green
quarter.
on my pen is second quarter. She scored 6 in the second quarter, none in the third, 25 in the fourth, and then has had 4 points here in the overtime. 3 ball, good! Peyton Rao! No timeout. Who's calling timeout?
Waukee is.
I thought they already called one. We'll step away.
No, I don't think they did.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. The convention. We imagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't dream, we make history. This is Iowa.
52.4 seconds left in overtime here between Waukee and Dowling. The Maroons with a 5-point lead. The double pass hits the underside of the basket, and that loss of concentration could be huge.
Well, you know, they probably practice that a lot in practice, but haven't done it in the game much, and you kind of forget about that basket when you get over there.
Well, and there was a Waukee player hanging around to just kind of mix things up just a little bit.
I mean, it almost caught him off guard, but the defender, as you said, was there.
Running in and out. Clark goes out for a moment.
We had a play like that, and the first time we ran it, the official comes running in and blows it, and then our coach said, no, it made basket. You can run, and you can come back in and pass it over while you're still out of bounds. You just can't come from out of bounds and get it and go. And so now Dave
Rittman goes to center court.
And
he and Randy Wiggins discuss something. And I think it's maybe a location of which side you get the basket, because they switched from one side to the other.
She threw it in from that side and hit the basket, but it went out there.
Yeah. Waukee gets it in. Brown for three. Quick pull. No good. Rebound. Comes out to the Maroons. Rodriguez with it.
Man, she hits that three. And we're talking a 2-point ball game here.
We're talking about you're not going to play that boys game. Good crowd here. The Maroons on our left. They went crazy when McVeigh hit that three with 1.3 seconds to play. The first free throw is no good. So it remains a 5-point lead. Brianna Rodriguez, a 5'7" sophomore, hits the second. Warriors up ahead. Neiman lays it in. Back to 4. Maroons get it in. Stolen away by Kelderman. Good! Lindsay Kelderman. 2 points with 28 seconds. Timeout, Maroons. Oh my, Dowling lost focus, and Waukee made him pay for it.
Well, and credit Kelderman come running in there from behind, and what you do is you get in a hurry, and you got to realize that clock is running, and you have time to get it in. And high school is not like college where the clock stops. The more time you take, as long as you don't get the 5-second call, and even there, if you get the 5-second call, that's better than what happened where you throw it in and they get an easy layup. Now it's down to a 2-point lead, so I think you got to look at who is on the floor and what their free throw percentage. If you don't get the steal, you want to foul right away, because you got a chance now with 27.5 to play here. No timeouts left. Each foul's double bonus, but you got them down there, and here's where you're almost better off too to be a little aggressive. And if you get the steal, okay. If you get the foul, come down and let him try the 2 free throws. Well, we'll see what Coach Guess. He's been at it a lot longer than I have as far as the coaching stuff goes, so he's going to have the strategy here.
They were down 9 in this overtime at one point. They are now within 2 at 27.5.
And they'd led by what, 11 in the
They led by 11
second half
to start the fourth quarter. Filer gives a fake to Clark, who gets it in on Brown. Behind the back, 4 corner, and now the Maroons are just going to spread the floor. And there's going to be a foul.
So
Jory Neiman.
That took about 7 seconds.
And she just fouled out of the ball game. Jory knew she had to foul, so she gives up herself her 5th, and her 18 points will go to the bench.
And that's tough. Not only the points, but your key ball handler who's been breaking that pressure and getting it up the floor.
Ideally, you would have wanted another player to hit that, but that's just the way it works. Molly Young comes in to replace her.
Yeah, the clock's working against you, so you got to get the foul when you can.
Grace Gaber at the free throw line. Hits the free throw. And I have that for her first point of the game.
Now here's the pressure one, because this will make it a 2-point or 2-possession game here.
Second free throw, off the mark. Rebound Warriors. The lead is 3, no timeouts. Brown for 3, banks it off the mark. It's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be Dowling basketball. Brown hit that from the R of Warriors on the floor.
Yeah, not a bad shot. Maybe one more dribble in, but she knew to get an open shot, she needed that. Now you got to get the steal.
Now it's just going to be Gaber is just going to lay it in, and that should ice it with 6 seconds up ahead. Brown, Maroons don't want to foul. Brown, the 3, off the mark, and that's going to do it. Dowling pulls out the come from behind. 71-76 win at Waukee. An improbable finish and a great basketball game.
Well, for Waukee, they've lost a game by 2, lost a game by 3, and now this one by 5. So just about 9 points away from, and Dowling, what a comeback. And Clark ends up with 37 to pull them back.
Waukee went on an 11-0 run to end the third quarter. Started the fourth quarter with an 11-point lead. The Maroons come back on Caitlin Clark. She's the only Maroon that scored in the fourth quarter except for the biggest shot of them all by Ella McVeigh, the 3 with 1.5 seconds left, sends it to overtime where the Warriors I think were still stunned, and the Maroons kept going, built a 9-point lead, and hold on for a 71-66 final.
And we had a little bit of everything in that comeback. There was a 4-point play involved in that, wasn't there, in the comeback? And yeah, so
incredible.
Man, if this doesn't get you ready for postseason, I don't know what will.
I think Gene Berger would take this game at state.
Yeah, and some of the fans are filing out, probably going to go get something at the concession stand, but they'll want to come back because I think the boys game might be just as good.
We'll take a quick 2-minute break and come back and recap this one in just a moment. This is CISN.TV.
Iowa. Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
The Power Price Event, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 18 Silverado Double Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. Power price, $99 per month lease. $99 per month. New 18 Silverado Crew Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. $219 per month lease. 18 Equinox. $199 per month lease. New 18 Cruise LT. $18,790. Hurry in for best selection. The Power Price Event. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Radiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health. Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However, high-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an evaluation.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L.
All right, welcome back here inside the Waukee Fieldhouse as we put a quick wrap on this girls game, and I'll turn it over and stop talking and let Dar have the night. Caitlin Clark for the Maroons, 37 points, 25 of them coming in the fourth quarter. She didn't score in the first or the third quarters. But it was Ella McVeigh's 3. She finished with 6. Clark with 37. 8 for Mia Cataldo. 14 for Josie Filer. For the Warriors, who fall to 15-3, they had Jory Neiman with 18, Anna Brown with 20, Kat Moody with 8, Peyton Rao with 7, and Lindsay Kelderman with 5. Actually, I think she had 7. Sorry about that. Finished 71-66. It was a 29-18 fourth quarter that made all the difference, Dar, for Dowling.
Yeah, and Waukee had it going. They kind of slowed it down. Looked like they were, running that clock down and were hitting the free throws. They were up by 9. But when you got Caitlin Clark who could come down and pop those threes like that and get you back, then it kind of gets you, on your heels a little bit. And everything felt right for Dowling, but they hustled too, and they got the shots. And, you had a high bounce there. If they get that off the rebound Waukee on that free throw, maybe it's over.
But also don't forget all those free throws Waukee hit.
Yep.
All right, Dar, thank you so very much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Your turn. Hope you have a good one.
Well, yeah, should be. I think these two teams, boys teams, should be about the same. So, the final, what was the final?
71-66.
71-66 in overtime for the girls. We'll have the boys game coming up in just a little bit here on CISN.TV.
And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
You want to get stronger, to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
I opened the Hearing Clinic to offer patients and their families a positive healthcare experience. If you have trouble hearing clearly at church, at the movies, watching TV, or with your friends and family in a group conversation, what are you waiting for? In less than half an hour, we can give you peace of mind and answer any questions that you may have. Call us today to schedule your appointment. The Hearing Clinic, 515-440-3323. We listen, you hear.
Price event, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 18 Silverado Double Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. Power price, $99 per month lease. $99 per month. New 18 Silverado Crew Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. $219 per month lease. 18 Equinox, $199 per month lease. New 18 Cruise LTs, $18,790. Hurry in for best selection. The Power Price event, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years. Building a strong...
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa. Why do I...
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
with 10.9. So balanced scoring, as we said, 4 players in double figures for Waukee. And then Jax Rittman, he's in at 8.8 for Dowling. Sam Ingoli with 15.2. John Wagner edging up to the double-digit mark with 9.9 points. Luke Yasinich, 8.8. Blake Clark with 6.9. Then it's Sam McMurray with 5.3. So it's a little bit different in scoring, as we said. Dowling 58.3 average, Waukee 60.4, and Waukee rated number 5 coming in. Dowling number 6. So should be another good one here between these two teams. The girls' game, Dowling comes from behind to win 71-66 in overtime. As we get ready for the starting lineups. Here at Waukee. And some of the fans went out for a break between games, but all filing back in here are expecting, I think, a good boys matchup to follow the girls. And we're waiting for the starting lineups. As you see the Dowling bench there, they'll be introduced first as the visitors. And I don't know what we're waiting on here, but we'll look at these two teams coming in. Waukee won their first 3, then lost, and a close one to Valley. Then reeled off 6 wins, then lost to Centennial, then reeled off the last 5 wins here. So just 2 losses on the season for Waukee. For Dowling, they won their first game against Centennial, lost to Iowa City West and Des Moines North, then reeled off 4 straight, then lost to Johnston by 3. Then they've reeled off 7 straight here, leading into this one, winning a close one over Fort Dodge by 1 on last Friday night. They won before that a 2-point win over Roosevelt on the Tuesday before. So a couple of real tight wins for Dowling coming into this matchup, whereas you look at Waukee, they beat Southeast Polk 74-41 on Friday. On Saturday, they beat Linmar from Eastern Iowa 53-49 in a good tight ball game there. And
sorry about that.
Linmar is not in their ratings, not in the top 10 anyway. So
This goal, Waukee High School is asking every Warrior fan to treat our visitors in the same manner. We'd like the
we are about ready for the starting lineups now for both these teams.
Tonight's game officials as assigned by the Central Iowa Metro League are Mr. Dave Rittman, Mr. Jeff Junker, and Mr. Randy Wiggins.
Randy Higgins, Dave Whitman, Jeff Junker, the officials.
Katie Bailey, Kayla Hartman,
And introducing the cheerleaders
Grace Coleman,
before we get underway here on CISN.TV.
and Sarah Castano. For Waukee, Lexi Hicks,
And
Petchy, Aubrey Mahoney, Allison Shaw,
good crowd, not too many people left in between games. Some of them, I think the parents have gone out.
number 5, Sam Ingoli,
Sam in goalie,
number 15,
6'5". Luke Yasinich, 6'6". Blake Clark, he's 6'3". Dylan Eastman, 6'2". And John Wagner comes in at 6'6", 245. And now they dim the lights for Waukee.
And
now let's make the starting lineups for your
here's your starting lineups for Waukee.
A 6'8" junior, number 4, Dylan Jones.
Dylan Jones, a 6'8 junior.
A 6'2" junior, number 11, Noah Hart.
Noah Hart, the 6'2 junior.
A 6'3" senior, number 21, Nathan Nelson.
Nathan Nelson, the 6'3 junior, or senior, excuse me.
Number 24, Jax Rittman.
Jax Rittman, the 6'2 senior.
Number 25, Nathan Johnson.
And Nathan Nelson,
Head coach of the Warriors, Justin Old.
the 6'7 senior. So your starting lineups here. Number 5 against number 6. And both these teams on a little bit of a roll here. Waukee's got 5 in a row and Dowling 7. Is that right? 6, 7 in a row. So could be another tight ball game here as we get ready to tip it up at Waukee. The girls' game went to overtime. And Paul Yeager's hanging around here.
Am I supposed to watch the game, or can I just sit by you?
You can watch or sit by me. Or
I'm looking forward to this. You know, it's the girls' game was so good, but you know the boys' game will be just as good. The pace changes, the intensity's different. Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
And here we go. And the tap controlled by Dylan Jones for Waukee. Jax Rittman up top, looking inside there. Trying to go to Nathan Johnson. A tight man-to-man defense to start out with for Dowling. They're in the dark uniforms, Waukee in the white, and good move up and good by Jax Rittman. He's one of the players in double figures, one of 4 for Waukee. Using goalie. And a foul called inside. Offensive foul. Dylan Eastman. And the first foul of the game goes against Dowling. Looks like Dowling is going to get put on a little full court pressure here. We get it into Noah Hart. And he's going to have to dribble out of it. And he gets kind of bailed out on the foul there by Luke Jasinic.
On 15, Luke Jasinic, his first, team second.
First on Jasinic, second on the team. I think he would have got across before the 10-second count, but it was close there, and then they pick up the foul. But here's Waukee. Right wing with it. Rittman bounce pass inside and kicks it back out for 3.
Nice.
Rittman.
That's a good kick. It's that extra pass dart that makes all the difference.
And Rittman opens up with 5 in a row to give the 5-0 lead to Waukee. Here's Dowling. And goalie working with it. Now the drive and the floater is no good, but the foul will be called.
On 44, Jax
Rittman.
His first, team first, shooting
For the
2.
first foul
Blake Clark.
on Waukee. Blake Clark to the line, shooting 72% on the season. And this is the first one.
You think there's friendly competition between brother and sister about things like that, free throws and such?
Yeah, probably. But she sets the bar pretty high, though, when it comes to the points and free throws, that he misses both. And the rebound run down by Johnson over there.
Good trap.
And he gets it out to Nelson. And Noah Hart will get the offense going. So
Dowling still without a point. Down the lane, runner off the glass, no good. And goalie does a good job.
He kind of
blocking,
screened it.
Yeah, blocking Dylan Jones off the board there. Inside to the post, turnaround, good.
Wagner makes it look easy. He backs him in there, gets that first drop step, puts it hard on the floor. And the basketball, by the way, looks really small in his hands.
Yeah. Well, Wagner gets him on the board. And here comes Waukee. Inside back over. And almost thought they might have gone one too many pass, but Nelson completes it.
The Maroons overcommitted on that third pass.
Does it look like Dylan Jones had a good look there and then gave it up. Now inside again. Back out for three. No good. Rebound pulled down by Dylan Jones for Waukee. Over the top. Now they look for the cutter. Had him backdoor, but decided to keep it. To the corner. Now set up down low. Good defensive battle there. And Wagner comes away with the win on that one. Got a little more weight to him than what Dylan Jones has.
And he didn't play defense with his hands. It was all in the body there. But he is surprisingly quick.
But he kept his body straight up. He didn't lean into him, and they'll let you do that if you occupy that space straight up. Now on the drive, a little high off the glass, and Waukee pulls it down. The rebound by Jax Rittman. And Waukee will work it up high. Overloaded on the right side. They'll move it over there. For three. Rolls down and out. And the rebound comes off to Wagner.
Wagner just shoved Nelson with his right arm and corralled the ball with his left.
And this time,
Jones.
Battle's going to Jones on the foul to Wagner.
For Dylan Jones, his first. Second.
No, foul will be on Jones.
Oh, it was on Jones.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yep.
Yeah, but there's clearly, I don't know, that's got to be what, 40-pound difference?
Yeah. They don't list the weights for Waukee. There's a nice drive by Sam McMurray.
Good full court pressure there. At least make him earn it on the inbounds. And it works.
Yep. And goalie steals it. And he lowers his shoulder and gets in, and they're going to call him for the offensive foul.
Coach Ohl kind of helped call that, I think, a little bit. The official was right there.
Just a little too much down with the shoulder on that. Now the pressure again by Dowling. And this time they'll get it across. Dylan Eastman inside. Turn around and off the chest of Wagner. And still battling. And now they call him for the travel. So Wagner ends up forcing the turnover.
Let's face it, John Wagner is a Division I athlete for many reasons.
And it comes down, kicks it out for three. Good for three. Jack Keogh gives Dowling their first lead.
Tied at 7.
Or tied at 7, I'm sorry. I missed a bucket there, so we're tied at 7. I forgot to add a bucket on there.
Both student sections here, a little quiet now. Let's see if we can get them up.
They might be worn out after that first game. And goalie with it up top. Now looking inside, Ryan Riggs in there, giving Wagner a rest. Now they find down baseline, and nice reverse, but it's fouled. And Jax Rittman thought he got clean on that, but he picks up his second personal. And the third team foul on Waukee.
So each team with 3 fouls.
Fouls on Rittman, that's his second. 3-2, Ryan Riggs.
You know, and way Riggs got into that one, Dar, that's what you can do on that zone. You can sometimes sneak. That's where that opening is if they overcommit on the top, but you got to move it in a hurry to get back behind there and keep your eyes up.
So now it's Dowling's first lead.
There you go.
1 point lead, and Riggs gets both free throws. A little mini 5-point run for Dowling. And they're up 9-7. And they'll quickly dribble through the pressure. Noah Hart. There's Dowling extending it out a little bit. Lob it inside. And that's a little better matchup. Ryan Riggs not quite the weight to hang in there against Dylan Jones.
He's listed at 180. And he's trying to play defense the same way Wagner. When you sit and you have to guard Wagner in practice, you learn some stuff.
Yeah.
He was trying to play it that same way with the chest.
Body up, but that's a little better pound-for-pound matchup with Dylan Jones for Dylan Jones in that matchup than it is against Wagner. Waukee with the lob in, now down again. Jones, turn around, gets it blocked by Riggs, puts it back blocked again. So that time he uses his height and his long reach, and offensive foul called. I believe.
Jack Keogh, I think.
Yep,
Keogh. So that's 2 offensive fouls charged on Dowling here in this first quarter.
And right away, it's Dowling's 5th team foul. And they'll stay in the pressure here against Waukee. Noah Hart will take it. Now gets himself in a little trouble.
They're getting close to the 10 count.
Yep, they finally get it across.
Good pass. Oh, that's
3.
pretty. Tyson Kelderman.
And puts Waukee back up on top by 1. Up top, now the cutter down the lane and blocked by Dylan Jones. Here comes Waukee on the break, and it's good by Nathan Johnson.
Oh, the floater.
A 3-point lead, the biggest of the game here for Waukee, I believe. We approach a minute to play the first quarter. Lob inside again. Riggs. Back out for 3. Short. Rebound comes off to Nathan Nelson. Let's see if Waukee plays for one or going to go the offense. Looks like they're going to work the offense. And then a foul called on Jack Keogh, I believe. His second quick foul, so there's up to 6 fouls already, and Ngoli will come back in. And Trey Schaller in for Waukee. Schaller's been seeing a lot of time off the bench in the last several games. We'll see what they do now. They work it for one. No, it looks like they're going to go into the offensive set here. Maybe work a little time on the clock, look for the opening. Johnson looks to Nelson. He'll drive into the lane. Spins around, 360 up and good.
That's a nice move.
Nice pirouette there.
Ballet dancers would be proud. Under 10.
5-point lead here for Waukee. Let's see if Ngoli takes the last shot. He probably will. Down the lane, it's stripped away, and that's going to end the quarter with Waukee up 14-9. And we'll take a break and be back with the second quarter coming up right after this.
Your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
Mr. Hometown Clothing.
Back here at Waukee, Warriors take a 5-point lead. Here closing out on a 7-point run to end the first quarter. And their biggest lead of the game, 5 points over Dowling. Dowling tied it and then took a short 2-point lead before that run by Waukee. And here we go.
The enemy is crossing I-55. Jake Arrieta to the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah? Wow.
Man. So the Cub fans are going to have something to boo more than normal. Sorry. Back to baseball.
So Dowling will start the second quarter with the ball. Good look underneath and nice recovery in the block by Jones. And then a foul. That's going to go against Nathan Nelson, I think.
So Wagner sat the last 2 minutes of that first quarter, almost 2.5, and then he gets the time in between the quarters. A good break for him. You're going to need him, but you could see the score was dramatically different. 14, that's when Waukee goes on the run. Wagner misses the front free throw. And that's something that Coach Connor was talking about.
Yeah, this is his weak spot, 38.8% for the free throw line. Something that when he finishes, misses out. What did he say about that?
Well, and Coach says nobody has worked harder on free throws trying to get them than him. And it's just not quite working.
The ball's probably too light for him, If it was a medicine ball,
he'd nail it.
He'd probably, pump it right through there. If we're playing Hoover ball, no. Nelson.
Cheerleader's about to get taken
Hold
out.
behind and those cheerleaders got to have their hands up, be waiting for the pass on the end line there, don't they?
That ball got tipped and boom.
Yeah.
They're used to a player coming their way.
And Nelson tried to swing it back around and it went off his arm into the cheerleaders. So here comes Dowling again. And goalie with it.
Trying to get the roll with Wagner, and might have gotten away with it there.
Got a little push off too, and the rebound comes off to Noah Hart. Minute gone to the third, nobody scored yet, or the second rather. Johnson kicks it back outside to Hart. And just being patient. Jones working down there against Wagner. Now he comes up to get the high screen and rolls back. And good job of defense on him down there by Blake Clark to pick him up.
Not much movement on the offense here.
Nope. Johnson will pull it up. Three's off the iron, and Ngoli gets the rebound. Just looking for somebody to get it to. Gets it over to Eastman. Now back to Ngoli. Wagner going to screen for him, and look for Wagner to drop off the screen, but the defense was right there. Ngoli on the cut through. Whoa, just leaves it a little short. Jones with the rebound. Waukee's going to push it now. Kelderman drives and got it somehow by Ngoli up top for three. No good. Just slides off the rim.
Maroons have got to get a good possession here. They got to try to work some things through. The last couple of looks have not been a designed play, just kind of letting play happen.
Well, neither team scored yet here. About 3 minutes gone in the second. It's kind of There's Wagner inside and leaves it short against Jones. Scramble on the floor. Jones comes away with it.
Wagner didn't square up that time. He just kind of hoped for a bailout call almost.
And I think he was worried about a block, too, and that one's short. Ignoli.
Third straight board.
Yeah. Gets it.
Give and go.
Yep. Back to Ignoli. Goes baseline. And Jones comes over the top and cleans that one up. Rittman will come back in, and McMurray will come back in. Jax Rittman for Waukee, and Sam McMurray for Dowling. Nobody scored here yet in the second. Dowling in black with the ball. Inside. Fakes left, goes right, and misses, and Jones pulls it down. So Waukee's cleaning up the boards pretty good right now.
Well, and that's part of the fundamental part. I'm not, and if it's a team working on it, not just one guy. Because like I said, Ngoli has gotten the last 3 rebounds. Where are the other guys?
Dribbles down, Nelson. Lobs it in. And Jones leaves the runner no good. Now halfway through the second. Nobody scored here in the second quarter yet. And that was kind of kicked. It went out of bounds. And here comes Blake Clark. And
timeout.
Trey Schaller. So we're going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick break and come back after this.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Dar Danielson, Paul Yeager on CISN.TV. 3:51 to go in the second quarter. No points on the board in the second quarter. 14-9. That's the way it was at the end of the first. And a timeout called, and we'll see which coach got him shook up a little better here, Paul.
I'd say which one pulled his hair out, but both of these guys look the same.
Yeah.
There's no hair to pull.
Down on the baseline for Wagner. And he's going to throw it back up top.
It's that zone defense again.
Wagner tries to muscle it up that time, and it doesn't go. And the rebound comes off to Nathan Johnson. And now Noah Hart will bring it up.
6'8", 6'7".
Well, certainly not the offensive action we had in the girls' game.
And goalie's working it down low. There's a little pushing and shoving with Trey Schaller.
Yeah. We'll see how long they let that go. I guess it's okay till you hook somebody.
Well, and I could see the referee starting to jaw at them a little bit.
Yeah. There's a three. No good. And he runs down his own shot. Noah Hart kind of got lucky. That was kind of a long rebound off the angle there. And somebody in the crowd over there said, bring back the girls. Here's a three air ball. And they save it in, but it'll go to Valley. Valley now on the run. Looked at the three, but Eastman decided not, and goalie will try to get it started.
They're switching there. Now Waukee is playing man.
McMurray dribbles in, lobs it out. Let him go baseline and blocked. Oh, they're going to call the foul on that. Looked like Nathan Nelson might have got a clean block, but they call him on the foul. His second, team's fifth. And we'll send Blake Clark to the line. He missed his only 2 free throw attempts earlier. He's shooting 72% from the line so far this season.
And still no points in the second quarter.
Bring back the girls. That's funny. Yeah, you know, there's been some games where teams haven't scored 25 years ago. In the girls' game, this would be, you know, those first years of 5-on-5.
Yeah, when they went to 5-on-5, which was, what, 25 years ago?
25 years ago was the last 6-on-6 game.
And there we go. Got the lid off the basket finally.
And into double digits. Dowling doesn't score double digits for the first 10 minutes of the game. No, I'm sorry. That's 14 minutes.
Yeah. And no, how did he push that through there? Nathan Nelson pushes it through the block and got it to go.
The flood of points.
And 3 is off, no good. Rebounded by Nathan Johnson.
A little early in the cycle. Are we going to hold it for 1?
I don't think quite at a minute and a half. But it may be just one shot the way the pace of the offense is going here for both teams.
Oh, jump ball.
Yep.
Possession to Waukee.
And Waukee will keep it on the alternate possession. So let's see what kind of inbound play they have here.
Not a lot of flow, Dar.
They set up in this box. I don't see that run so much anymore. They screen up, screen down. And then a foul called inside.
You've clearly not watched our second grade team play. We worked that play to perfection, the top bound screen.
Well, we had several plays we ran off of that back. Up, down, screen over, cross, but you don't see teams run that so much anymore.
It's the pick and roll now. It's a lot of that.
Or you four across, and then you, with the three-pointer now, there's a lot of times you try to break it out and get that shot from the top. And that's the 7th free throw, so we're shooting 1-on-1 here. Nathan Johnson.
You know, speaking of bringing back the girls, I think there was a good amount of this crowd that never came back after that girls' game.
Seems like it.
It was a lot quieter and emptier.
Quite a bit. Eight-point lead for Waukee, their biggest of the game.
Good move.
And goalie throws it across for 3. No good. And the rebound comes down to Nathan Johnson. Leaves it back for Hart. Hart against Ngoli. And timeout called. 49.4, 30 seconds. We'll leave it right here. So what's Justin Ohl probably want to draw up a play here. Go for 1 at the end of the half.
Well, you're up 8. You don't have to push the tempo, but as we've seen in previous games, sometimes when you take your team out of that rhythm, it kind of starts, you start second guessing some things. So you haven't really drive and kick. You've done more find an open shot. So maybe this is the one where you drive and kick.
Well, Waukee's outscored them 4-1 here in the second quarter. So, anyway, we'll see what they do. Looking for the cutters coming through. That gives it back to Hart. Johnson. Peterson, Bennett Peterson in there now. And definitely going to work it for 1. Kelderman over to Peterson. I'm assuming they're going to get it in the hands of Hart to get things going here. So he hit 10. Let's see the clock. 5. Time. Floater. Rebound. No good at the buzzer.
Would have been good if it went.
So Waukee outscores them 4-1 here in the.
Does he really want to talk to us? Yeah. He doesn't want to talk to us.
So let's take a break. We'll do that. We'll come back.
We'll talk with Chris Gass.
Many times at the Lodge of Ashworth, new members come to us from their big, beautiful homes. They find our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites to be an ideal fit. We have a limited number of these larger and penthouse-style suites, perfect for the retiring executive style living. We have suites ready for immediate move-in, or we can help you customize. The Lodge of Ashworth is all-inclusive, no surprise additional fees or upcharges. Call us today for a private tour and ask us about our flexible pricing plans.
The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However, high-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an evaluation.
I opened the Hearing Clinic to offer patients and their families a positive healthcare experience. If you have trouble hearing clearly at church, at the movies, watching TV, or with your friends and family in a group conversation, what are you waiting for? In less than half an hour, we can give you peace of mind and answer any questions that you may have. Call us today to schedule your appointment. The Hearing Clinic, 515-440-3323. We listen, you hear.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Welcome back inside Waukee Fieldhouse. Paul Yeager along with head coach Chris Gass of Waukee. And coach, are you sleeping tonight?
No.
Is this the kind of night that gets you?
We have practice tomorrow at 6 a.m., so.
Was that by design before the game?
Oh, yeah. We always practice Wednesday morning, so.
Okay, just to get it out. All right, so a game like that, what do you tell a team in a post game like that?
My biggest takeaway from it was that I couldn't have been more proud of the effort. The effort was there. My takeaway, or I think our challenge to move forward with a young team like this is to understand when things don't go your way, that you have to continue. That's when you need each other the most. And there were times that I felt Dowling was in a very difficult position. I think we were up, I can't remember now, 7-8 points or whatever, and it's looking like that we're going to pull it out. But when we would enter the ball against their pressure, we did not dribble, and therefore it was like another timeout for them. So we did not eat any time. So we would make 2 free throws, and then Caitlin would come down and hit a 3. So we were trading 2. They were getting 3, we were getting 2, and very little time was coming off the clock.
Because the clock doesn't stop. I mean, it does keep going. So Dar had said, he goes, if you just slowly go to the ball, they're not going to call you for the 5. You can't dawdle.
Right.
But you can at least get a couple of seconds here and there.
And then, we doubled Caitlin there. I mean, I thought Jory Neiman did
she did.
Phenomenal job.
Absolutely.
I mean, if people aren't recruiting her now, they're crazy, because she was just outstanding tonight defensively. But, moving forward, that's why you play in this conference. It was an awesome opportunity, and then, we move on from here.
Now, you'd like to see Dowling in the championship game if it works out that way. That would probably be one of those, the way it pencils out, you would see him again.
I don't know about that. we have to win Friday first.
You have to win Friday first. But, okay, as you get to a team with a couple of freshmen, couple of juniors, no senior, you're in a position, you've only lost by a combination of 8 points. Is that right? 5 plus 3?
Right.
So I think your team, you're way ahead, I think, than a lot of people thought at this point. Now the competitive self, you think we're better, we're going to be there. You know what it's like.
I mean, we didn't lose that game in the fourth quarter, in my opinion. I mean, you always go back, okay, in the first quarter, we had a reversal pass that was intercepted for a layup. We don't hustle back in transition when we challenge an offensive rebound or when we would challenge their defensive rebounds. They would beat us in transition. I think the first 4 points in the game was transition layups for them.
Yeah.
Or for Dowling. So anyway, we took a quick timeout, tried to settle down a little bit, and then it was an awesome defensive game for the 3 quarters. And then all of a sudden, it turned into an incredible offensive game.
Yeah, I had it 29-18 in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And, you keep Clark pointless for 2 quarters.
And honestly, we just, we felt very confident with Jory. And she's an awesome player, don't get me wrong. But we felt very confident in our kid, too.
And let's discuss Anna Brown. 3 in a row, threes. She couldn't miss.
There's not a better shooter around. She can just shoot the ball. Unfortunately, at times, we get away from ball reversals, and we got to do a better job of using screens. Right now for us, it's little things. It's little things that we can control. We need, we talked after the game, we need each other more now than ever. And when the chips are down, that's when you need each other the most. You can't care when you're ahead, and then all of a sudden you get kind of that blank look like, oh no. That's when it's supposed to be the most fun. That's why you're an athlete. That's why you compete. To me, these are awesome games. Win or lose, these are fun games to get a chance to play in. Because we were just talking, Sherry and I, to play in a gym like this, to play in an environment like this, to look up in, 1,500, 2,000 people here, in a game against the third-ranked team in the state, and I don't know what we are, really doesn't matter, but it's just like, wow. Does it get any better than this? So why would you ever get dejected? Why would you get down? It doesn't get any better than this.
Well, there's a couple of fans over here that just with about 30 seconds left in that second quarter of the boys' game says, bring back the girls. Because they knew it was a much better game. This is one of those.
It's fun. It's a blast.
I said to you after the game, I hadn't had a chance to tell Dar, you were kind of down. You said the same thing. But you made 20 of 25 free throws in that game. If Jory doesn't hit all those free throws, you're not in that same position.
No, and if Caitlin doesn't hit all those threes, they're not in that position.
No.
And you can go back and forth. It's just a matter they made the plays when they needed to and they win. But it was a fun game.
Moving ahead, as you get ready, now your seating's pretty well set, but you've got the one game at a time mentality now, right?
For us right now, yes and no. I've been not complaining, but we've been talking about getting the little things ironed out. Coming to meet a pass instead of throwing the ball to a stationary person. Getting every box out. Just those little tiny things would have made a difference in this game, in the Johnson game, in the Centennial game.
All three of those teams, all 4. You're talking probably the 4 best teams in Western Iowa right now, on the western part of the state.
There's a lot of really good teams. And you got Southeast Polk.
Southeast Polk, who you took over.
Ames. Nobody wants to play Ames. Nobody wants to play West Des Moines Valley. It's fun. Every night you get an awesome chance to play. Great players, great competition. And, so what? We get to go play again Friday night. So what?
All right. Maybe we'll be talking to you again soon in a couple of weeks.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Coach.
Right,
Coach
thanks.
Chris Guess of the Waukee girls. We're at halftime. Back after this.
Community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years.
It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa. Why do I look?
Back at Waukee High School, Dar Danielson with you, getting ready as you see the clock winding down here at halftime. In what has been to say the least, a slow offensive output by these two teams, Waukee and Valley. 14-9 Waukee after one, and then 18-10 at the half as Waukee outscored Waukee Dowling, I should say, 4-1. Wrong West Des Moines team, West Des Moines Dowling, and so we are getting ready for the two teams to come out and get started here in the second half. And Dowling in the black uniforms will start out with the ball in the second half. And here we go. Wagner down the lane, up and good. Wagner gets the bucket. And cuts the lead down to 6. And trap out front, throw it across. Johnson drives in, off balance shot, up no good. Rebound, put back up, and good by Dylan Jones. Dylan Jones gets it in. And Ngoli for 3. And the lead down to 5. Pressure by Dowling. And the other way, it's off. And here comes Dowling. Out. And joining us is Dowling coach Kristen Meyer. Thanks for joining us here.
Thank you.
Has your pulse stopped racing for that game?
To be honest, no. That was definitely an exciting one.
And a little bit different pace. This one it's taken a while to get going, but toward the end, as Ngoli drives and kicks out, and 3. So Jasinic with the 3. At the end of that the fourth quarter, you were coming back, and was going into the fourth. You only had like one team fouled, and you kind of had to come out, one or two. You had to come out a little more pressure, and so that kind of allowed you to get a little more pressure, didn't it? Knowing that you could be aggressive, and even if you fouled them, you weren't going to put them to the line.
Yeah, we kind of put in a lineup with Ella, McVeigh, and a couple other guards to just try to pressure, see if we could turn them over a little bit. And then obviously, towards the end we had to start fouling, but we just knew we had to come after them to try to get something to get the ball back.
And then Caitlin Clark started finding the range, and that's always nice, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it took her a little bit to get heated up, but once she gets going, watch out.
And then going into overtime, I always feel if you score first, you still have a lot of time left, but it just something about it that puts the pressure on the other team if you get the first bucket, isn't it?
Yeah, and to be honest, just the way our girls were, when Ella made that shot to take it to overtime, I felt pretty good about just our energy level, and we came in, we knew we were going to get it done, and then Caitlin made that first three-pointer, and I think Josie made a bucket, so that was good to see. And then, of course, they fought back, got it back to a 2-point game, so ended up getting more exciting there towards the end of overtime than we were hoping, but great win for us over a very talented team.
With Jasinic with the foul, and that will send Nelson to the free throw line, where he's 2 of 2 tonight. Make it 3 of 3. And free throws for a while there looked like Jory Nelson might shoot you guys out of it. She kept stepping to the line and hitting them there, and kind of made it a little tough on the comeback for a bit there, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest, we weren't trying to foul her. She does a nice job of putting her defender just in a tough spot. She's so hard to guard, and she really kind of just attacked her defender. So then she stepped up and hit some big free throws.
So I don't have my schedule here. What do you have to round out the rest of the regular season here?
We've got Mason City at home this Friday night. It's senior night. And then next Tuesday, we're home against Southeast Polk. And then we go to Marshalltown next Friday. And then we've got a team from Wisconsin, Aquinas Catholic, coming next Saturday. And right now they're undefeated in their schedule. I think they're 16-0. So that'll be a big game for us before regional play starts.
And what does that give playing somebody from out of state or just a good team? Is that what it is, and kind of hone you a little bit before the tournament?
Yeah, exactly. You know, they had contacted us to see if we'd be interested in setting up a game, and we kind of wanted to beef up our schedule a little bit, and it worked out to play them at the end of the regular season. So, you know, right before postseason, when you want to be really sharp, that's where you want to kind of be challenged to get in some of those situations that you might need to have practice before the postseason.
Well, this game was certainly one that gave you a lot of that. Coming from behind in overtime, you know, all those kind of things. So against a good quality opponent, a good win for you tonight.
Oh, definitely. As you said, Waukee they're tough and they're young, and you know, I'm glad we got past them. As I told Chris on the handshake line, we don't want to see you for a long time. We don't want to beat you till deep into the tournament.
Maybe over in Wells Fargo, yeah.
Yeah, and even not the first day. We want a couple days towards the end of the week, because they're tough and they're only going to keep getting better. And his coaching staff does such a nice job with those players.
All right, Coach Kristen Meyer of Dowling, thanks for joining us here, and good luck down the rest of the regular season.
Thank you. We appreciate you broadcasting our games.
Well, Waukee up by 3 now as Dowling's made a run, back in goalie with it, inside. Now down, kicks it back for 3, no good, and rebound comes off to Waukee. 24-21, Waukee. Now they led by 8, and Dowling's outscored them here in the second. As Nathan Nelson puts it up, he's got 6 points, 6 of the 8 here in the third quarter for Waukee. And down the lane, up and good by Blake Clark. Makes it 26-23. Three-point lead now for Waukee. Underneath, Nelson up and good. Dylan Jones up and good against Wagner. And Wagner just kind of didn't want to foul him, so let him go. And a 3. Blake Clark is good. So that's 3 threes here in the third quarter for Dowling. They've cut this down to a 2-point lead. Down the lane, offensive foul. Nathan Nelson. That'll be his third, I believe.
21, Nathan Nelson. His third, team second. In the Dowling lineup, 3, Sam McCurry. For Waukee, 5, Tyson Kelderman.
Tyson Kelderman in for Waukee. And Sam McMurray in for Dowling. Dowling has cut the 8-point lead down to 2 here. Outscoring him 16-10 in the third quarter. And in goalie with it. Now nice look, backdoor cut is up and good by Jack Keogh, and we got a tie ball game. The second tie of the game. And Waukee, coach wants a timeout and just gets it as Tyson Kelderman was about to fall out of bounds. And a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. So for Dowling, 5 points for Ingoli and 5 for Blake Clark here in the third quarter. To help bring them back, Luke Jasinic chipped in a 3 for Waukee. 4 free throws and a field goal. 6 for Nathan Nelson. He has 12 on the game to pace Waukee. And Dowling has come back to tie it up after trailing by 8. It was 14-9 Waukee after 1, and then just a 4-point quarter for Waukee, just a 1-point quarter for Dowling in the second quarter. It was 18-10 at the half.
And it will be Waukee's ball after the timeout. And Johnson dribbles over. Back over to Johnson. Right side fakes the three. Hart drives in, and offensive foul is called. Ngoli stands in and takes the charge.
On 11, no Hart. His first team third.
First personal on Hart. Third team foul here on Waukee. 2 team fouls on Dowling. You see driving goalie, but knocked away, blocked by Jones. Quickly the other way, bucket and the foul. Jax Rittman gets the bucket. Sam McMurray picks up the foul. His first, the third team foul. Jax Rittman goes to the line to shoot 1. First free throw tonight. He's got 7 points, including that bucket there. Had a 3 and 2 field goals. That pops the free throw. He's shooting 81% from the line. And breaks the tie, gives Waukee a 3-point lead. Looking to go inside. Taken away. Rittman. Up and good. Jax Rittman. Now with 5 points here in the third quarter. 5-point run. And builds the lead up to 5. Ngoli stops, goes, kicks it outside. Baseline, back into Riggs. Turn around, no good. Knocked around. Down the lane, back over, rolls around and gets it to fall. Ryan Riggs. That ends a 5-point run by Dowling. Coming up on a minute to play in the third quarter. And they got to get it across. They do. Down low to Dylan Jones. Rittman lobs it in wide open on the cut. Johnson. Nathan Johnson got 6 now. And it's a 5-point lead. And goalie up top with it. Gets it to Riggs. Work it around. And over on the left side of McMurray. And goalie comes back out as it hits 10 seconds. 3 short, rebound. Riggs kicks it out for 3. Off, no good. And goalie gets it again, but the buzzer will sound before they can get the shot off. And it'll be 35-30. Waukee with the lead heading into the fourth quarter. We'll be back with that after this on CISN.TV.
Truck stops here. Schottenkirk Ford, Indianola. Up to $13,000 off MSRP. Select new 17 F-150s. And up to $8,500 off MSRP. Select 17 Super Duties at the truck stop. Schottenkirk Ford, where the Moines area is starting to buy trucks. SchottenkirkFord.com. The truck stops here. Our price event. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 18 Silverado Double Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. Power price. $99 per month lease. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Chevy. Find new roads. WaukeeChevy.com.
Back at Waukee. Or Dowling rather, outscores Waukee 20-17 in the third quarter, but still trails here 35-30 as we go to the fourth quarter. And a little more scoring. That's the highest scoring quarter for both these teams. Here is it's picked up a little bit. Still kind of a low-scoring game, about half their averages. And if they have a big fourth quarter, they could bump up toward that. I think was it around 58 points a game. Dowling averages, and Waukee is coming in around 60, I think. As Waukee will start with the 60.4, 58.3. The differences in the scoring there. And drive in the lane, no good. Rebound comes down to Dowling. Bruins up ahead, spin in the lane and loses a handle on it. Is Jasinic. And here comes Noah Hart. Jax Rittman with it. Looks inside to Dylan Jones, but it's not there. Hart lobs it in. Nelson decides nowhere to go with it. And we'll dribble it back out. Tyson Kelderman inside, up and good. Nathan Nelson has 14 points to lead all scorers. And here's Dowling. Waukee now up by 7. Three is good from the far side by Sam McMurray. He's got 5. And back to a 4-point lead. He lob it across. He looked at the 3, now drives baseline. And Kelderman pulls it back out of there. And they get it up to Noah Hart. The lob down low. Back out to Rittman. He crosses over. Now back inside. Up and nope. Travel called as he ran into Wagner, who was coming over to help on defense. Ngoli back in for Sam Ngoli back in for Waukee, and Nathan Johnson back in, or excuse me, for Dowling. Nathan Johnson back in for Waukee. And here we go. 4-point ball game coming up on 6 minutes to play in the game. In the back and forth battle here. 3, good. This one rattles around and goes down the tube. 6 points here. Sam McMurray, all of Dowling's points here. And it's a 1-point lead for Waukee. Pull up by Hart is good. So he finally answers. And back to a 3-point lead. Inside, no good. Rebound, Wagner put back up, no good. Battle for it, put back, no good. And rebound pulled out of there by Dylan Jones. Lob up ahead, and he tries to throw it off Ngoli. And he said it hit the basket out of bounds. I don't know. Coach Ohl wants a... Oh, he said it hit the floor, out of bounds, and bounced up. That's what the official, as you see Coach Ohl there wanting to... How did that get out of bounds? But anyway, it did, so it's Dowling's ball. And here we go. Ngoli cuts inside. Now they try to throw it across. And Rittman read that and goes down for the easy 2. He's got 12 now. He's in double figures. As he read that all the way and jumped on it. And 5-point lead now for Waukee. Holding foul called on Noah Hart. His second. Team 14 fouls, so really not a lot of fouls called here about halfway through the fourth quarter. 4 for Waukee, 3 for Dowling. And Dowling back at it, looking for Wagner, posting down there. going against Dylan Jones. They can't get it to him. And goalie will drive, throws it back out for three. Good! Luke Jasinic, his second three. He's got 6 points. And down to a 2-point game. Pressure by Dowling. Get it up to Johnson. They break it. Now looking for the post over there. Nelson. And they'll reverse it to the other side. Cutter goes through and Hart drives, and he gets fouled on the drive before the shot. And I think Luke Jasinic. That's the fourth on Jasinic and the fourth team foul here on Dowling. And Waukee inbounding under their own basket. Lobbed it out to Dylan Jones. Under 4 minutes to play. Halfway through the fourth quarter now. Johnson on the drive, kicks it out. Dowling staying with a man-to-man defense. Rittman. They're sending the Cutters inside low. And back up top. Now drive. Johnson finds the opening and takes it to the hole. He's got 8. And it's a 4-point lead for Waukee. Their biggest lead has been 8. That was at the half. And in goalie. Dribbles back. Now in, spins and into pressure, and they wanted to travel. Looked like he did lose it and picked it up himself, but it must have been bumped out of his hand, touched by the defender. Kind of looked like he knocked his hand and he dropped it, but here's a three from the right side. Nelson, no good. Rebound pulled off by Dowling. Dylan Eastman on the far side. Eastman will drive it all the way himself. Kicks it out for three. Good for three, Sam McMurray. His third three of the quarter. And Dowling takes a 1-point lead. 3 threes for McMurray, 4 in the quarter, and timeout. Called by Waukee. They now trail by 1 with 2:17 to play in the game. We'll take a break and be back after this on CISN.TV.
It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you.
We are back at Waukee. Dowling is pulled ahead behind the outside shooting as Sam McMurray here in the fourth quarter. He has 3 threes. Jasinic has 1. And a 2 by Ngoli gives him 14 points to the 8 points of Waukee here. So Dowling pulls up by 1, coming up on 2 minutes to play. Waukee comes out of the timeout. Rittman drives up and good. Jax Rittman has 14, gives the lead back to Waukee. Well, the girls' game went to overtime. Boys' game looked to be a slow start. Now they've heated up a little bit on offense. In the lane, kicks it out. And goalie pops up, but not there. Over on the far side, and take it away Noah Hart. He drives in against Ngoli and pulls it back out. Dribble across is Rittman. Dylan Jones. Back up top. Now Nelson calls for Hart to come back up. Gets it to Rittman. And goalie pops up to cover him.
1 minute remaining.
And a minute to play. Waukee hanging on to a 1-point lead in the ball. We'll see if they try to work this down. Dowling knocked away, and goalie has the breakaway but throws it late. Noah Hart diving for it. And it goes off of Dowling. It'll be Waukee's ball. And wow, what a turn of events there. As Noah Hart dove for it, and then it went off of Dowling. The issue for Dowling now is they have 3 fouls to give before Waukee is shooting. Both teams with four team fouls here, so Dowling can foul a little bit, go for the steal, be a little aggressive here, and they do. They foul right away there. Jack Keogh. That's his third, fifth team foul. So still 2 to give if Waukee can get this in. Free throws played a big role in the girls' game. They get it into Johnson. Johnson trapped, throws it up ahead, gets it to Dylan Jones. And then a timeout call by Waukee with 35.4 to play. And 35.5 seconds to play, so a full timeout. So let's take a break. We'll come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Here at Waukee, 35.5 to play. Waukee with a 1-point lead. They'll take the ball in at half court after calling a timeout. Dowling pressuring them. Dowling's outscored them 14-10 here in the fourth quarter after outscoring them 20-17 in the third quarter. And now the foul there, that's the 16th foul, as Dowling had, with under a minute, still had just 4 team fouls, so they had some to give. And that goes against Keogh, his fourth. And the 16th foul. So the next one is the 1-on-1. We'll see what they do. And then a foul called on Noah Hart. I don't agree with that. They're in there jockeying for position. I don't know. We'll see what they... And now the officials are talking it over. They're going to call Noah Hart with a foul and a technical foul. And I don't know, it must have been some grabbing or pushing or something there, because they were lining up to take it in. And Justin Knoll is not happy. He's talking with the official over here to the right. You can't see him on the screen. But now a technical foul called. And so, 2-shot technical foul, and goalie will go to the free throw line.
He's missed his only free throw tonight. He's a 67% free throw shooter. Chance to tie it up. Leaves it short. Wow, man, we've had a little bit of everything in these two games tonight so far. Setting up for a wild finish here. And goalie, the second free throw. No good. So he misses both technical foul shots. Dowling will get it back. Waukee still has 2 fouls to give, so again, they can be aggressive. Just don't do something where you get a technical. And Justin Knoll still wants to know what's going on. He can't believe that the technical foul was called there, and I thought there was a little hand slapping in the lineup there. I don't know. Maybe there's something was said. But anyway, Indian goalie, he throws it out. Wagner gets it. Clock running. And a foul on goalie by Johnson. His second, team's 5th or 6th. So they've got 1 more to go before they're in the 1-on-1. Dowling take a full timeout here, so we'll take another timeout. Come back, hang on, 25 seconds to go after this on CISN.TV.
The one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place. G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Many times at the Lodge of Ashworth, new members come to us from their big, beautiful homes. They find our spacious 2- and 3-bedroom suites to be an ideal fit. We have a limited number of these larger and penthouse-style suites, perfect for the retiring executive style living. We have suites ready for immediate move-in, or we can help you customize. The Lodge of Ashworth is all-inclusive, no surprise additional fees or upcharges. Call us today for a private tour and ask us about our flexible pricing.
Back here at Waukee, 25.2 seconds to go. Dowling will have the ball on the far side, trailing by 1. And it's been a while. Dowling just missed 2 technical free throws to give him a chance to take the lead. And goalie goes up, gets it blocked. And it'll be jump ball. It'll stay with Dowling. Wow. A little bit of everything here going on. And now a timeout called by Dowling. A full timeout called here. We'll take a break. Come back right after this on CISN.TV.
The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However, high-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an evaluation.
Back here at Waukee, 18.7 seconds to play, 45-44 Waukee over Dowling. The last minute's been a crazy one. Waukee had the ball, had called the timeout on the far side with a 1-point lead. Then there was some kind of shoving or something, and a Waukee player got called for a technical foul. Sam Ngoli missed 2 free throws on the technical that would have given Dowling the lead. And now still Dowling has the ball here, trailing by 1. 10 seconds. Inside. Up. No good. Rebound. And Ngoli steps on the line. 9.4 seconds to play. It'll be Waukee's ball. The miss by Jasinic, and Ngoli came down but had his foot on the line, and now any foul here is a 1-and-1 either way. Well, unless it's an offensive foul by Waukee, so they'll inbound the ball. They're in white, Dowling in black. They get it into Johnson, and he's fouled with just a couple ticks off the clock. So Nathan Johnson will go down to the free throw line.
He's not been to the line tonight. He has 8 points. It'll be 1-1. Clutch free throws here with 7.3 seconds to go. And that goes against Ngoli, his third 17 foul. And Johnson is a 62.5% free throw shooter. So Dowling will use another timeout. Let's stay right here. Let's stay right here with it. I'll tell you how this went. Waukee up 14-9 after one. Then Waukee scored 4 points in the second quarter. Dowling won, and it was 18-10 at the half. Waukee. Dowling outscored Waukee 20-17 in the third, but Waukee still had a 35-30 lead. Waukee had built the lead up to 5 here late in the game, but then Dowling came back and now trailed by 1, and Dowling's had several chances to get it, and then after Waukee had the ball, and then they had that technical foul. Now Waukee goes to the line. Nathan Johnson won in the bonus here. And pressure free throws. And he pops it right through the bottom of the net to make it a 2-point game. This is big because this means you can't go down on a three-pointer and lose at the buzzer. You can only go to overtime, which we had in the first game. And misses. Rebound pulled down by Jasinic. Here comes Dowling. 3, 2. Nope, and he's fouled before. That might have been, I don't know if that was a smart play. Might have been with Ngoli. He's missed 3 free throws tonight. So Noah Hart with the foul, his 4th. Sending Ngoli to the free throw line. Blake Clark tried to sneak in there, but Ngoli will go back to the line. He's 0 of 3 from the line tonight. 1 in the bonus here. He needs both of them to tie it up with 1.7 seconds to go. And pressure free throws now for Dowling. Ngoli calmly pops the first one. This will be the tire. And Waukee calls a timeout. We'll take a quick break and be back after this on CISN.TV.
Starting to buy trucks at Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. Up to $13,000 off MSRP. Select new 17 Ford F-150s. And up to $8,500 off MSRP. Select new 17 Super Duties. Schottenkirk Ford, the truck stop. Up to $13,000 off select new F-150s. Schottenkirk Ford Indianola. The truck stops here. SchottenkirkFord.com.
Your hometown clothing store, the one that had it all. Everything to get the work done, all in one place. G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Back at Waukee. Dar Danielson with you on CISN.TV. 1.7 seconds to go. We've been playing like an NBA minute here. This last minute of this ball game has taken forever. Sam Ngoli hit the front end of the 1-and-1 to pull the Maroons within 1. Now he gets the bonus free throw to try to tie it up. Hits it. Hits it. We're tied. Long shot at the buzzer. Doesn't go. We're going to overtime again, folks. A double overtime night here, Waukee and Dowling. We'll be back with the overtime period after this on CISN.TV.
For the seal, it's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/.
Here at Waukee, we're going to overtime. Waukee and Dowling. And it ended up Dowling outscored Waukee 16-11 there to make up the difference and tie it in that fourth quarter. So we go to overtime here. Noah Hart will be playing with 4 personals. Jack Keogh has 4, so does Luke Yasinich for Dowling. So Dylan Jones will step in against Sam Ngoli to jump it up. Extra 4 minutes on the clock. And controlled by Waukee. Dowling won the girls' game 71-66 in overtime. Waukee trying to turn the tables here on Dowling. Number 6 Dowling, number 5 Waukee. Waukee 14-2. There's a pass inside and a push called. Dowling at 12-3 and rated number 6. McMurray second. And Dylan Jones to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. He's got 4 points on the night, all those coming in the third quarter. Jones pops the free throw. So credit Sam Ngoli. He's been 0 for 3 from the line, steps up to the line and hits the 1-1 to tie it up. And Jones hits both free throws. He's about a 69% free throw shooter coming in. So Waukee gets the first 2 points in overtime. Here's Dowling now on the black on offense. Ngoli with it. Yasinich over on the corner. Cutter comes through and will get it back up to Ngoli. Wagner down on the block. They try to get it in. Dylan Jones is on him. Yasinich for 3. That's off. And the rebound comes off to Noah Hart. And they'll rotate it back over. Jax Rittman. Noah Hart. Now Waukee can be patient on offense. Look for the good open look with the 2-point lead. Hart dribbles in, gets it over to Jones. Now Johnson. Oh, almost knocked away. Blake Clark trying to tuck the official into that coming off the Waukee player, but they didn't buy it. And it will be. Now they got to adjust the scorer's table there as the ball hit. Players kind of ran into it, so they do that. Now the official will come over and give the ball to Nathan Nelson to throw it in. And gets a hold. A foul called. Sam Ngoli, that's his 4th, 9th team foul. And Nathan Johnson to the free throw line. 1 of 2 tonight. He's got 9 points. And misses the front end of the 1-on-1 there, but gets his own rebound. So Waukee keeps it alive. And Nelson now drives against Wagner, puts it up, and Wagner will draw the foul. A little too much body that time. Wagner's first foul, 10th foul. So now that puts him in the double bonus. Nathan Nelson. He's got 19. Misses it. He'll get one more. A point's not coming easy here in the overtime. Excuse me, he had 14 points. And make it 15. So 3-point lead. 2 minutes now in the overtime. Halfway through the overtime. Dowling is yet to get on the scoreboard. 3 free throws for Waukee. Ngoli dribbles in the free throw line, kicks it out to Jasinic. Outside for 3, no good. And Murray had the hot hand of the fourth quarter with 3 threes, and that one goes in and out on him. And here comes Waukee. Now again, we'll see if they milk that clock and force the foul. Oh, nice give and go back. Jones decided not to, or Nelson decided not to go off the pass of Jones, and Rittman is fouled up top by Blake Clark. Clark's first personal. 11th foul. So Rittman will go to the line to shoot 2. He's got his only free throw of the night. And Rittman has 14 points. And pops it. Rittman shooting 81% from the free throw line, the charity stripe on the season. And he'll get another one. Pops it. So Waukee's now outscored them 5-0 here in the overtime. Dowling has not scored yet in the overtime. Bounce pass in Ngoli. He's triple team, kicks it out for 3. No good. And Dowling wanted to foul there, not called, and clock will run under a minute. Hart gets it over to Rittman. And Ngoli comes over on him. Ngoli's got 5, so he doesn't want to foul him. And now Luke Jasinic comes over, and that'll be 5 on him.
Foul 15, Luke Jasinic, his 5th foul.
Jasinic fouls out with 47.8 to go in the overtime. And back to the line, Rittman. And he hits it. Extends it to 6. And 4 free throws here in the overtime for Rittman. He's got 18 points. And makes it a 7-point lead. It's going to be tough for Dowling. They got to score in a hurry now. And Ngoli gets it blocked. Now they're going to say a jump ball. Well, it'll stay with Dowling. So Dylan Jones goes up and blocks it, creates the jump ball. And they poked away down there by Jax Rittman. You see the clock, 38.2 seconds to play here. Dowling badly in need of a bucket. They have not scored in the overtime. Outscored 7-0. Goalie drives in, up and no good. Rebound comes off to Waukee, and that may be in goalie. That may be 5 on him. And Nathan Nelson will go down to shoot free throws. And that'll be in goalie's 5th personal. And a technical foul on Nathan Nelson. It'll be his 4th. So the technical on Waukee. And
Dowling line up 25 Dylan Eastman.
so we go down and shoot on the Waukee end, 2, and then shoot 2 on the other end on the technical, I think. This is the way it'll go. Nah, who wanted to get home before 10 o'clock anyway? What the heck? Here we go. Justin Knowles talking it over. And so they shoot 2 here. Nathan Nelson misses that one. 7 of 9 from the free throw line. Whoa! 7 of 10. 15 points. And the other way, he missed the shot. Well, I thought they'd shoot. Well, I guess they don't shoot on the technical part of it.
25 Dylan Eastman.
And Dylan Eastman, his second. And Johnson to the free throw line. Hits that one. Gives him 10 points. So now it's 8-point lead. And rattles around, make a 9-point lead for Waukee. And Dowling has not scored in the overtime. And they still have it. The rebound comes down and a tie up. Jax Rittman. No, they say jump ball. Okay, I thought they called a foul, but possession will go to Waukee. And fans starting to file out now. I think they think this is over, as it probably is. And they're just going to let the clock wind down. It'll be 55-46 as they outscore them 9-0 in the overtime. And Waukee will get win number 15. They go to 15-2. Dowling falls to 12-4 on the season. We'll take a break, come back, wrap up the scoring on this one after this on CISN.TV.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history.
Price event, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. New 18 Silverado Double Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. Power price, $99 per month lease. $99 per month. New 18 Silverado Crew Cab 4x4 All-Star Edition. $219 per month lease. 18 Equinox, $199 per month lease. New 18 Cruise LTs, $18,790. Hurry in for best selection. The Power Price event, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Waukee Chevy.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Back at Waukee, the final here in overtime, 55-46. Waukee outscores Dowling in the overtime 9-0 after they were tied 46-all at the end of regulation as Dowling came roaring back to tie it up. We'll run down the scoring for you unofficially. Sam McMurray with 11 for Dowling, 9 for Sam Ngoli, 6 for Luke Yasinich and Blake Clark, 5 for Jack Keel, 4 for Ryan Riggs, and 4 for John Wagoner. And for Waukee, 18 points. Dylan Jones to lead all scorers, 15 for Nathan Nelson, 11 for Nathan Johnson, 18 was Jax Rittman, 6 for Dylan Jones, 2 for Noah Hart, and 3 for Tyson Kelderman. 14-9 Waukee after one, 18-10 in a 4-1 second quarter. Waukee on top at the half. 35-30 after 3 Waukee led Dowling, and then 46-all at the end of the fourth quarter. And 55-46 is Waukee outscores Dowling in the fourth quarter, 9-0 to get the split there as the Dowling girls won 76-66. So we had 8 minutes of overtime extra basketball for you tonight. Dowling moves to 12-4 on the season. Waukee to 15-2. And that'll wrap it up here on CISN.TV. Thanks for watching on CISN.TV.